Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Late Night Boxing Talks. Still got to buy a soundboard. Haven't bought one yet. I have to. I want to get a new one, like an improved one, but there doesn't seem to be that much of a difference in soundboards. You know what I mean? Like one is the same as the other. I want the next soundboard that I buy to be at least an improvement upon the other one. You know what I mean? So I'll look into that. Smokey, what it do? It was a great weekend of fights that left us with a lot to think about. Nick Ball versus Ray Vargas, or Parker versus Zhang. Joseph Parker, an underrated fighter, underrated heavyweight. It's crazy that time always reveals everything. You know what I mean? Because what's happening now is like time is revealing who the good fighters are, who the solid fighters are, and who the real fighters are. Because when Anthony Joshua beat that same Joseph Parker, a lot of people didn't think much of it. They didn't think much of Joseph Parker, and they didn't give Anthony a whole lot of credit for that victory. But that's a victory that's aging well, very well. Um, and it's just crazy how everything comes out sooner or later. You know what I mean? That all the narratives that can only last for so long. Shout out to my man Bobby Light. We got Jump Tube in the building, Commandant in the building, Connie in the building, Dreamland in the building. We out here. Shout out to Justino. Shout out to my man, the boxing Sicario. You know what I mean? High King of the Midwest. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's just funny how stuff like that happens because like I said, when Anthony beat Joseph Parker, and that was years ago, man. That was like that has to be like maybe 3, 4 years ago now, maybe a little longer than that. A lot of people didn't think much of it. They didn't give him much credit for it, even though it was a unification match against an unbeaten champion in his prime. And, they didn't give him a lot of credit for that. But now it's a victory that's aging well because Joseph Parker's doing very well for himself. And there might be a rematch with Zhang. We'll talk about that. Once I get some people in the chat in the panel, I should say. Do people like Joseph Parker's chances to win a rematch? Because there might be a rematch. There might be one. It came out that Zhang had a rematch clause going into that thing, and that was smart of him to cover those bases that, just in case things go sideways, we got to run it back. That was smart of him because that WBO interim status is on the line. It lines you up to fight for a title to either fight a champion or become one if the titles go vacant. So that was really smart on him. And Ray Vargas, I'm really not happy that it was scored a draw, that he got to keep that belt. I'm not happy about that because I don't really think it's good for the division him keeping that belt. He hadn't fought at 126 in a year and a half. You know what I mean? And he was a champion. He had a title and he hadn't done anything in a year and a half. So the fact that he got to keep the belt, that it was scored a draw, like I ain't even gonna lie, it's not that I think Nick beat him. It's not that I think Nick beat him. It's that I think it would have been better for the division had Nick won because then somebody can come along and fight Nick. With Ray, I don't know when the next time we going to see that dude is. Shout out to Accordionista. The nerve of David to say, hell, cross the street for other fights, but not for Canelo, but he'll fight another Reynoso fighter for less money. Yeah, the whole thing with David and Canelo, I just did a whole video about that and the position that he's really in, that he painted himself into a corner. They don't see it yet. His team doesn't see it yet and his fans don't see it yet, but he's already painted into a corner. You're already running out of ideas and running out of options. So, that's a tired conversation that a lot of people are still having that isn't even interesting to me anymore. If they fight, great. If they don't fight, hey, it's not the end of the world. I'll be watching something else. Shout out to my man High King. Thoughts on how small Fury is getting for this fight? Well, I said it before. I said it in several videos that the reason Fury is losing weight is because he wants to move. He wants to box. There was a question as to how would Tyson Fury approach the Alexander Usyk fight? Would he try to mow him down the way he mowed Wilder down? Would he mow him down with size, or would he use his size to move and punch? Box. So if you're seeing that he's getting skinny, he's getting trim for the fight, It's likely because he wants to stay on his toes, move around, try to make Usyk come to him so he can walk him into punches. And I've said before that either strategy has its flaws. If you're going to try to box Usyk, if you're going to try to box Usyk, right, you're going to end up keeping him in the fight. That's what you're going to end up doing. You're going to end up keeping him in the fight because you're not going right at him to use your size and use your power. You're going to end up keeping him in the fight. Tack on that, me personally, I don't think Fury is a better boxer than Usyk. I don't think he actually does anything better than Usyk. He's just bigger. The only real advantage he has over Usyk is that he's bigger, but he doesn't do anything better than Usyk. I don't think he has better feet or better balance than Usyk, better coordination, better shot selection. I don't think he's better with the jab, with the lead hand. I don't think he likes southpaws either. You know, the Otto Wallin fight was an example of that. That southpaws kind of throw him off a little bit. Usyk's a southpaw. So if you're seeing that he's leaning out and getting trim, it's likely because the strategy is going to be to use the ring, move around, make Usyk come to you so that you can walk him into some punches. That's likely what the strategy is, which is a deviation from how he fought Deontay Wilder, because with Wilder, the plan of action was straightforward. Go right at him, mind the right hand, slip, roll, do what you got to do, mind that right hand, get close to him and push him back. Because once you push him back and his weight is on his back foot, he's not coordinated. He can't box he can't get out that right if that's what's going on. So if he's thinning out, it's because he doesn't want to go into the Usyk fight carrying all that weight. Why would he not want to carry all that weight? Because he plans on moving around. Shout out to my man Cervecero. Does this AJ beat Usyk? My opinion, he still doesn't. Yeah, I'll say this. I'm very happy that AJ is back on the up and up. But it's very hard for me to sit here and say that, yeah, he would beat Usyk. He would beat Usyk because he beat Otto Wallin, who I always thought he would beat, and because he beat Francis Ngannou, who I always thought he would beat. To me, the number one and number two heavyweights are and were already Alexander Usyk and Anthony Joshua, not Deontay Wilder, not Tyson Fury. No, that doesn't make any sense. You've been living apart almost from the other two guys. You've kind of been living apart from them and playing this game to where they don't matter or they don't count, and the only thing that counts is that you fought Wilder as if Wilder was ever the man to beat in this division. They've been playing a game like that when, to me, right now, the number one heavyweight is not Tyson Fury. It's Alexander Usyk. Shout out to Accordionista. The fact David did not show Vosdick, did not know that Vosdick was a Reynoso fighter, makes me think Samson is doing deals behind his back. A lot of important details left out. Well, remember, Accordionista, when last year started, Samson Lukowicz, he spoke to YSM Sports Media, and according to him, they signed a contract to fight Morrell. The contract was signed. That was according to Samson. But according to David, several weeks later, that was all bullshit. That was fake news. There was no contract signed. So there's clearly a miscommunication between what David says and what Samson says and what we're supposed to believe, because you have two members of the same team that were saying two very different things. And you look at this Canelo situation. Oh, Reynoso is this, Reynoso is that, Canelo is this, Canelo is that. But you turned around and made a fight with an Eddie Reynoso fighter. So what is really going on here? It wasn't a secret that Vosdick was with Reynoso either. I knew that before any of this stuff, that he was fighting out of Eddie's gym. He was fighting out of that gym upon coming back. That wasn't a secret. That was well known. So for Jose not to know that, and for David not to know that, that shows you how in the dark they are and who's actually doing the business. And it seems to me that Samson is doing things that they're not aware of. That's the only way to explain it. Which, like I said, it's not surprising. Samson, the one that ran around saying, "Yeah, we got a signed contract to fight Morrell." David was like, "Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that shit is. That's bullshit." You know what I mean? Cosmic creation, cokehead moves. Yeah, that's what they are. That's what they are. But yeah, back to Cervecero. Yeah, I would not say, I cannot say that even though AJ's looking great, right? And he is looking great, and there are a lot of people that I would pick him to beat. I would pick him to beat Hergovic. I would pick him to beat Zhang. I would pick him to beat Joyce. I would pick him to beat most of this division. I would pick him to beat Fury. All right. I would pick him to beat Fury. The Usyk fight, it's like it's hard to say that because you knocked out Valine and because you knocked out Ngannou that you go in there with Usyk and do the same thing when Usyk is a different fight. It's a very different fight, different challenges, different assignment. He's lighter on his feet than the vast majority of this division. He's better with angles than the vast majority of this division. His hand-eye coordination, his timing, these are all challenges that a lot of these bigger, slower guys are not going to give you. So I wouldn't jump to the conclusion that because he knocks out Valine and he knocks out Ngannou, that he's going to go in there and knock out Usyk. I wouldn't jump to that conclusion. Shout out to Domo. AJ is A level. Usyk is A plus. I agree with that. I would say AJ is A plus. Well, I would say AJ is a solid A to an A minus. That's what I would say. You know, that he's got a lot of tools, and that's not an exaggeration when you say that. This is a guy who can move and punch. He can box when he needs to. He can punch when he needs to. He hits like a fucking freight train, but he's not in love with his power when he needs to. He can jab, he can feint, he can move. He's coordinated. He's not gangly. The weight around his body is distributed evenly, which gives him better range of motion to drive his punches and put power on them, or to use the ring, get on your toe, get on your toes, and move around. So he's got a lot of tools, and depending on the opponent, it's just a question of what tools are you going to use because he has a lot of tools. And I feel like it's becoming more and more evident that Tyson Fury is just not what people thought he was for as many years as I'd been saying that. It's kind of like now it's starting to register with people. They're starting to realize, you know, that they have five common opponents, him and AJ, and of the five, he only knocked out one, Fury. You know, where y'all thought he was this gigantic puncher, this ginormous puncher because of the Wilder fight. It's like so many people drunk the Kool Aid. I think the American media has a lot to do with that. I feel like they were playing sides, you know, where journalists are expected to be impartial and unbiased and objective. I feel like they were playing sides because they were on the Wilder side of things when, you know, AJ Wilder, all of that stuff was going on. They were on that side of it. So when Fury comes in and he beats Wilder, then they jump on that bandwagon, you know? It's all one big mind job, one big mind fuck. Shout out to Emma. He's going to the body much more recently, which was what he needed to do in the rematch. Agreed, but you look, he did good in the rematch though. He actually did better in the rematch with Usyk than he did in the first fight. So it's not like there weren't improvements there. I think what people struggle with, what they don't always want to accept, is that, yeah, sometimes a guy's better than you are. Sometimes. You know, even if you run it back with him, sometimes a guy just knows how to beat you. And until Father Time catches up to him or he starts to slow down or the wear and tear starts to set in, that's the situation. There's no shame in losing to Usyk. You know, he's a great fighter. There's no shame in that. But that's how his losses are treated, as if he should be ashamed that Andy knocked him out when Andy is a good fighter. It's not like Wilder came in and beat Andy. It's not like Charles Martin or Luis Ortiz or any of these other fighters. It's not like any of them came in and beat Andy. They didn't. And you think about Usyk, well, it's not like anybody came in and beat Usyk. No, he's still an unbeaten fighter. He's still Unified Ring Magazine champion. But Anthony's losses were treated as if it were something to be ashamed of. You know, they always move the goalpost whenever he's involved, that he's supposed to have this ethical code or this moral code, while the other guy gets to run around saying what he wants, doing what he wants. And you know, it's very peculiar because you can speculate what's really behind that. Why you cool with Fury dragging shit out and making shit into a circus and embarrassing the sport? Why are you cool with that? But when it comes to this guy, you get on a fucking high horse, you know? Boxstradamus says the hyperbole after Joshua win is silliness. Yeah, there's hyperbole, but I already thought he could beat most of the division. If you've been watching this channel, there's nothing new. I said it immediately after the Fury fight. I said Joshua would knock that guy out easy. Go back to those videos. You'll hear me say it that Joshua would knock that guy out easy. You know why? Because Fury's not what you think he is. My perception of AJ, it hasn't changed because he knocked out Ngannou. I always thought he was good. I always thought he's to me, he's number 2. Usyk is number 1. I don't think Fury's number 2. Go in there and beat Usyk and prove you are who you say you are. Go in there and do it. Shout out to John. Fury is a B minus or a solid B. Wilder's a C plus. I would say that, maybe Fury's a B plus to an A minus. I'm not going to jump off the boat. I'm not going to go overboard and go crazy. Fury is a good fighter, but what people think of him is just wildly blown out of proportion. And it's not predicated on anything other than the Wilder fights. That's all it's about. What most people think of him. It's not based on the Klitschko fight. It's not based on the the 3 Chisora fights, but only 2 of them count to me. The third one was pointless. Everything they think about him, it's not based on how he looked without Overleen because he didn't look good without Overleen, and they act like that never happened. It's not based on how he looked with Ngannou because he didn't look good with Ngannou, and they act like that never happened. And bear in mind, that was just a few months ago. That was just late last year. So there's this portion of their mind that is always willing to give him the benefit of the doubt that they would not give another fighter. And the inference that I make is, the reason they do this is because he beat Wilder. Because in your mind, Wilder was some kind of special shit. So Fury must be some kind of special shit for beating him, you know? Open up the chat to the panel, get the conversation going. Shout out to my man George. AJ should fight Hergovic if Fury and Usyk have a rematch. Yeah, I agree with that. I could go for that fight. I think that's a good fight between 2 Olympians. I don't have a high opinion of Filip Hergovic. I think with AJ's speed, there's some things that are working for AJ in that fight. He's got height, he's got length, but he also has speed. The speed is important because that means he can get the jab out and snap out the jab and beat Hergovic to the punch. Hergovic is slow and cumbersome, and it's not like he moves his head where he's slipping punches and rolling punches. His methodology is to have his hands out here somewhere, and he's catching shots or parrying shots. But if you're quick enough, you can get that jab down the middle and catch him right in the face. And then, you bring over the right. And AJ has underrated variety. He has underrated variety. One of my favorite things that he does is he might jab to the body, then go upstairs with a right, or he might throw a lead right to the body, then come over the top with the left hook. And it's a great combination. A lot of power. Shout out to Accordionista. Thoughts on Chael Sonnen saying the real reason Andre Ward retired early was because of a failed drug test. To keep it under the rug, he retired. Well, I mean, I don't know. Chael Sonnen said that? Wow. I mean, I don't know where he got that from, but I don't rule it out. I wouldn't rule it out. There was a noticeable difference. If you go back and you watch the first Andre Ward fight with Kovalev and the second fight, he was a lot leaner in the first fight. Like he was noticeably leaner. Yeah, his punch, like he didn't seem to have much power. There didn't seem to be all that much in his punch. Whereas in the second fight, you notice, oh, well, he's got a little bit more muscle. He's a little bit bigger in the fight. His punches seem to have more weight on them. He did make a conscious effort to go to Sergey's body more in the second fight because, and we all noticed it. I noticed it in the first fight that as the rounds were progressing and he started going to Sergey's body in the first fight, Sergey didn't like it. So he expanded upon that in the rematch in the second fight because by then he figured, oh, if I go to this guy's body, I can take him out. So if you think that Ward was up to something, if you want to believe Chael Sonnen, you can. I'm not going to jump off the bridge. I'm not going to go overboard with that and say that I believe it, but I don't rule it out because it's boxing. Anything's possible. Ain't nobody innocent around here. That's what kills me when people get all caught up in the anti-doping conversation. They be trying to act like these ped fiascos are isolated incidents, and they're not. You know, if he was on something, I don't know, but you're innocent until you're proven guilty, and he was never that was never proven. So it is what it is. Shout out to Fish. Deal with Hergovic in May, June, then have a break. Well, I think the activity's done him a lot of good. You know what I mean? Because he only fought for 2 rounds, and he didn't take any punishment. He didn't take any damage. I would say, it, get out there again in June, and then schedule another. You know what I mean? Because that fight didn't last long. It lasted 2 rounds, and he didn't even get touched. I didn't even really see Ngannou land a punch in that fight. So I don't know that he needs a break. The activity seems to have greatly benefited him, his attitude, his confidence, and his commitment to his shots. Because what were they saying before? That AJ's pulling his punches, that he doesn't want to commit to his shots the same way that he used to, that he doesn't throw them as forcefully. He's kind of nervous. So what's helped him come out of that is that he's fighting on a regular basis. He has his edge again. That's why he looked the way that he looked with Aline. That's why he looked the way that he looked with Ngannou. So I don't know that he needs a break. I think the opposite. I think he needs to keep the momentum going.
He's getting older now, so he does need to stay active. Like,
What's
Yeah.
up, guys? What's the topic
Mm,
about?
nothing right now. I'm just freestyling.
I still do,
Um,
I still do think though all the hype since Joshua won made me remember why I don't like Joshua. The fans, man, they went over the top. Now he's the best heavyweight in the world. He would easily beat Usyk, even though he's just been beat twice.
well, I'll say this that there's only a few people that I've seen say that, and I'm not a proponent of that. I think that's silly. I think that's just a silly thing to say. But I've got more tolerance for Anthony Joshua than I do for anybody else because he cleaned up Fury's mess. And
Oh
that's
yeah,
a mess
definitely.
that needed to be cleaned up because you got the whole sport looking bad. You got
No, of
Sean
course.
O'Malley talking shit, you got Chael Sonnen talking shit, Nate Diaz talking shit. You're making the whole sport Fury in that small pocket, and thankfully it didn't take long to do it. That from October of last year when Fury had that stinker till now, AJ reestablished the balance. So I'm not worried about 1 or 2 people that think he can beat Usyk now. I'm not really worried about that. That's not a lot of people that are actually saying that. It's not a lot.
I
I
haven't
think
really
I
heard
think
that
it
that
will grow,
much
man.
either.
Honestly, like it reeks of English exceptionalism. Now they've got another one. Suddenly, he's the best thing. Like absolutely nothing is better than him. He would beat anybody. He would beat Superman. It's
Yo,
ridiculous.
Well,
I was
you know that
about to
that's
say,
that's why I started a photoshopping him as Superman because
Yeah.
I did see people going crazy. I did
right.
see that. I saw a couple of people saying that, but I'm like, it's not as bad. It's nowhere near as bad to me as the hyperbole after Fury beat Wilder. That was
Oh yeah.
10 times worse than this.
Of course.
It's
hmm
10 times worse than this. So.
Oh,
I
easily.
just wanted to say real quick that I think whether you're a Joshua enthusiast or hater, you all owe him a lot of thanks, for shutting up an entire community of people that think they know boxing.
Definitely. Like I've been a hater over the years, so I have to openly admit. But
I'll say
I
that
do give them full respect for always fighting the
Haters, man.
best at their best, or at least
Boxing
wanting
grounds
to.
for open haters, man. We all hate to a certain degree. I
Not
I'll
hate
all
say
how
the
that
time,
Jules
man.
says.
one at a time, Chris, because you got this thing where you like interrupting people in the middle of their sentence. I'll say that the MMA thing is just that's penis envy, bro. Like just focus on your sport. You don't need to worry about boxing, and you don't need to keep doing that. You know what I mean? That's like a baseball player worrying about a basketball player. Why? That shit don't make sense. That's not your shit. It's okay if that's not your shit because a bullet to kill the both of you is quiet as kept. Don't bring up the street fight shit. Motherfucker shoot the both of y'all if you want to be real. So
Mm.
this not a movie.
You gotta bring that violence up, boy. You gotta bring that lead up, boy. You always gotta
Because
bring
that
the
shit,
power
because the
points up,
shit,
boy.
because to me this shit is childish. I think that the people that say that, I feel like the people that be saying that, like you want some like little kid shit. First off, like you must be, because a street fight is not what the fuck you talking. Motherfucker, stab your ass in a minute in a street fight. The fuck? What the fuck?
No,
Motherfucker, blow
Jules.
your noodles out your head. Like what? You've been watching street fights on TV shows, movies, and YouTube. When in real time, in real life, motherfuckers stab your ass up real quick in a street fight.
No,
Real
But
but
it
There ain't no
ain't
case.
no
rules in
ass
the
Jules,
street,
like
that's for
that,
sure.
bro.
hang on, Jules. It wouldn't be you stabbing a motherfucker in the street. It'd be your friend who snuck up behind him stabbing a motherfucker in the street. Like, what are we doing here with this whole street fight bullshit? Oh yes, we be on
That's
a
some
fight 1-1.
Yeah, that's they think it's like a video game or something. Like, listen, man, get your fucking concealed carry permit and end all that bullshit before it starts. Like, nah, we don't
Yeah.
fight around here, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Even
You
on
know
the
what I'm saying?
street
Yo,
in a
chill, bro.
one-on-one.
Fuck out
Yo,
of here, B.
Jules, why always bringing the gunplay up?
Because
Chill,
because
G.
motherfuckers don't fight no more. That's the shit I'm saying. That if you talking about a rowdy bunch of kids, right? For example, you talking about a rowdy bunch of teenagers. Nah, they might beat you half to death. They literally beat a kid. They beat a kid to death. Y'all, I know y'all heard the story a couple of months ago.
I,
A
see,
bunch of kids beat the hell out of this kid. They beat him to death. You know,
not just
S-
him, her. Like Alex
right?
Jones shared it, and I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. The
And then
gun
all
Right.
these
control.
So
random
so this
shootings at
like
places.
this not the 80s and the 90s motherfuckers out here shooting fair ones, man. You better kill somebody. Fuck out of here. Like
Yo,
blow they
Even
yo,
noodles out
chill.
their head. Like
e-
look,
Yo,
you
Jules,
see,
yo,
you see a
talking at this.
motherfuckers really out here. Like, you know, in the 90s and in the early yeah, you might see motherfuckers catch the fair one, but really
That's a fact.
that's for the kids now. Like, yeah, the kids might shoot the five or whatever. Everybody else is shooting it out. So, like, cut the bullshit. Just to keep things in perspective. The whole idea of in the street, man, if you don't get out of here, man, like,
the
get out
first
of here, B.
Yeah,
the
you
first
gotta
thing
learn
I
the
would do if
From
situation
someone
the
first.
grabbed
90s,
me
bro.
like that, I
Like,
would just break their fingers, man.
Yeah, like there are
You just
places where
you
there
bite
are
them and break their
places
fingers.
there are places where you might get into a good old Donnybrook. Like, I think in the UK, you likely to get into a good old fisticuffs because not everybody has guns over there, but over here, yeah, motherfuckers got guns out here. B
Yeah, true.
who's shooting the five? Nah, motherfuckers is shooting it out, huh? The fuck? So
Only
this whole shit, the mystique of and the MMA fighter knows all the skill, like the skills of what, bro? He'll get shot. He'll get shot and you'll get shot for standing next to him. You understand? So get
that's
out
a
of here.
fact,
The
bro.
fuck?
only
That's such a
only
fact.
black belt
People don't
980 is
realize,
on the gun
like, your
range.
man can get hit too. Your man can really get hit in his face
The
too.
fuck? Like they talking about cartoon scenarios and shit. That's why when I be seeing grown ups, I'm like, see, yeah, I could tell. Like avoid street fights, bro. Yeah, avoid. If you gonna give somebody some real advice, fuck a dojo and fuck a kumite. Get yourself a Glock and a concealed carry permit, and you stay out of trouble. You hear? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
but
stay out of
best
trouble,
thing you,
That's how you
best
said
thing
it.
you can
And you
do,
stay
man.
out of
Best thing you
trouble.
can do.
Rah, rah.
bro. Stop that. That sound corny. Yeah, like the fuck, like street fights, like bro. People don't look at New York. Look at the state of New York. It's like it's wild over there, bro. They beat the shit out of cop.
Yeah, two cops.
They
They
beat the
got
shit
jumped
out of two.
by a group
And
of
you
black
You know
kids
you
what
as well.
amazed me about that is why didn't the cops shoot one of them at least? I mean, I'm sorry if I'm a cop and you attacking me, I'm gonna shoot you.
No, yeah, I thought that too, but then I figured that why cops are not like, look, man, this is just a deep conversation that is deeper than, this platform that because this is a boxing channel. But when I heard that, I'm like, well, you shoot him, we got another Freddie Gray situation. We might have another Mike Brown situation. And when people want to be mad these days, they just want to be mad. They don't want to hear what happened. They just want to be mad. So if you got a cop and he just start bucking at people, you know how they used to buck at people, yeah, it turned into some whole shit. So it's like,
That's
yeah,
why I
things
used
is
to tell my
different now.
friend. I used to tell my friend that because my friend is a police officer, and I told him like, yo, due to the fact that them cops was bucking at niggas indiscriminately, your job is gonna get a lot harder. So it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
But yo, move your head, otherwise the bullet shot do it for you. You feel me?
I'm saying, like, I'ma do Diallo, Abner Louima. It was like that's the era that I grew up in, right? So when you grew up in that era, you knew not to like, yo, don't reach for no cop's gun, bro, unless you want to get shot. These motherfuckers is going ape shit now. They beating the shit out the cop. Fuck reaching for
But
his
they're
they beat.
immigrants, bro. They come from a different country. Like they weren't. They
But
weren't.
ain't that what I've been saying? That like motherfuckers in America really think they know some wild ass shit. Them Venezuelans is not worried about a lot of shit, bro. They really is not worried about a lot of shit. So don't get it in
So
your
is
head.
it
Haitians
Don't
America
are
get it in your
immigrants.
head one at a time,
go ahead.
fellas. Why is it three people talking at the same time? Don't get it in your head just because your mommy is poor or because your neighborhood is fucked up. You know some fucked up shit. These motherfuckers is on a different kind of time than you are, bro. They really are, though. They ain't worried
They,
about no motherfucking cop.
They're really not
literally, they
like at
not, bro.
all.
So at the end of the day, people are starting to really see, yo, this is how it really is in other countries. Yes, y'all not tough. Y'all been
Yeah,
America,
bro.
domesticated for years, and now you're starting to see what the real world is, bro. People
For
have to
Hey,
see
real.
what they
bro,
get.
them fucking Venezuelans just got there and they're kind of taking over already. Like, what
Well,
the
no,
fuck?
pero tú sabes lo que es lo que yo dije, John. It's what I said that if you liked the way that New York was in the last 20 or 30 years to where the primary Latino you're going to run into is a Caribbean person, right? Either a Dominican, a Puerto Rican, maybe the odd Cuban. Most of the South and Central Americans are really all held up in Queens. You didn't really see too many of them in Manhattan. All of that is about to change, and I would not say it's for the better because there are going to be new gangs in the street. And if you're like me, right? Yeah, them nefarious people. Yeah, you got an instant you got an instant fucking pathway to do all kind of business that you couldn't do before because now they letting you in. They letting you in, so you could do all type of foul shit. Like if you thought Mietas and DDP and Latin Kings, if you thought that shit was bad, oh my god, you have no. You know, man. Listen, man. Yeah, like I said, get a concealed carry permit, keep your hammer on you, and you stay out of trouble. You know what I mean? Stay out of
I
people
live in New
business.
York, bro, but you know
Yeah,
how
but you live
polluted
in
state
Long
is.
Island, bro. Come on. Like, they ain't where you at. Them
Yeah, they
motherfuckers
are.
is in Manhattan. They
You
They
not
are
where
ain't
you at,
Brentwood.
gangster,
bro.
You gotta
Chris.
remember. You gotta remember, yo.
Chris, you ain't
Brentwood is very
gangster.
close from where I live. MS-13. You gotta remember. Donald Trump came to Suffolk County and said like, "All this MS-13 shit gotta go, bro." Like, nah.
I'm saying, yeah, but even MS 13, like I remember they were there, right? I remember they were there. But what you primarily saw in the streets, whether you was in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Bronx, I didn't really fuck with Queens to be real with you. I lived there briefly when I was very young, but as I got older, what the fuck would I be going to Queens for, bro? Ain't nothing over there, right? So what you would primarily see is Bloods, Crips, Mietas, Latin Kings, DDP. That's what you would primarily see. And MS-13, while you heard about it, and yeah, they on some violent shit, you didn't really see it. You know, you didn't really see that. Like, if you was in Manhattan, you even seeing a bunch of Bloods. Primarily, what you was seeing was a bunch of Bloods.
MS-13 is
Montre,
in California or Texas or the
yeah,
South.
they're scattered around, man. They're
MS-13,
scattered
MS-13
around.
is in the South mainly.
Yeah, like they're scattered around, man. That like they wasn't really like that. They wasn't deep like that in Manhattan. But this is new shit, and that's what a lot of people in New York need to understand that it's gonna be new shit on the streets. It's already kicking off. These little motherfuckers that's out there, they some bad little motherfuckers, man. They really are though. So
They
stay out of trouble.
they really are,
Yes.
bro, and they're educated, bro. Like they know how to use technology to the fullest.
I mean, like if
That's
you
the
thought you
problem.
knew
They know how to use
these
technology.
guys are like something out of a Batman movie. They gooned out like that. Like motherfuckers really be thinking they on some goon shit. Now these motherfuckers will beat the shit out the cop. They gooned out on that level. You know what I mean? Where before you worry about the Jake getting there and you just want to get out of there before the Jake come. Not these little motherfuckers. Nah.
It's
Like
because
that
the
they'll
fucking
beat the
cops
shit out
have
the
gone
cop.
soft. The fucking
Venezuela's
cops have gone soft.
in bed with
The
China.
American citizens have pressured the cops to go soft, and now that them motherfuckers are soft, Shit's gonna go
Yeah,
haywire.
That's
I
why
was
they
just
did
gonna.
what they did, bro. It was a trap. It was like literally, it's fucked up why they did what they did. But people needed to understand that, yo, some of these things that these individuals were doing, yo, you deserve to get shot for. But hey, it's controversial to say some of these things. But yo, now you see the bigger problem. Now people gonna say where the police are. Oh, weren't you protesting for defunding the police? Now the Venezuelans all in your crib, eating all your food. You can't do nothing about it because they'll shoot you in your face and it has squatters' rights. Like, yo, it's real. It's really real.
They need to bring back police officers with personality disorders, yo.
Yo,
Fuck.
that's that. You learned that in Estonia today. You learned
Yeah,
that
I
in
was in
Estonia, didn't you?
Estonia. Yo, shout out to Estonia, which is one of the most tech savvy countries in all of the world. Most people don't know that they're really ahead of the curve when it comes to technology. And I'm proud to be from Estonia. You know, I can't get down with these filthy fucking Americans, man.
Yeah, but
They're
yo,
letting.
what's the capital? What's the capital? My mom.
I forgot, bro. Your mother's the capital of
Tabata.
Estonia. Yeah, yeah,
Tabata,
yeah.
Estonia. I'm going there.
Taraji. Shout out to Taraji.
Alan.
Um, but
It is
what I was gonna
actually.
say was things are getting bad, right? Things are getting bad, and they'll never admit that they're wrong, which is why it's so childish that anybody could see, yo, whatever the fuck is going on, it's not good. I don't know what the fuck y'all think y'all doing, but y'all literally making the streets not safe for people to be on. Y'all literally not. And you're never gonna admit that you're wrong, and it's just gonna be this childish bullshit, which is why I gotta go to Scotland, bro. I gotta get on my Glaswegian shit, bro.
Gotta go
Fuck these
somewhere safe
motherfuckers.
Come
where the
to
only
Well,
people
Dubai,
we're,
are nice.
baby.
we don't have any racial politics because we're like 96% white. So
Nobody's gonna know what I am, Ryan. What
yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna dye
true.
my hair. I'm gonna dye my hair auburn, and I'm gonna grow my beard out. I literally have red in my beard. I just gotta let it grow out,
Oh,
and
there's
I'm gonna
some
change
Viking
my
blood in you.
Fucking
accent
Harvard.
for real. And I'm gonna talk like the shit. I'm trying to do my Scottish accent. I can't do it on command. It's hard, man. The Scottish accent is hard, bro. But y'all drill your R's like us, so I'll pick
Yeah.
it up fast.
Dude, just kill Andy
Well,
Lee and you got it. You look
Americans
like
Andy's
are just
Andy's
based on it, though.
Irish, bro. Andy's Irish. Andy's Irish. But yeah, yo, it's like it's getting fucked up over here. But just back to this boxing shit. Like I said, I could stomach a few overzealous Joshua fans because every fighter, when they do something, it's always some people that fly way off the fucking handle. But I could deal with that a little more than these fucking mongoloids that thought, oh, because Fury beat Wilder, he's the greatest heavyweight of all time. Like, really? You went from he beat Wilder to he would beat anyone, anywhere, when the motherfucker didn't even really beat John McDermott. He didn't really beat. Go back and watch it. It's on fucking YouTube. This is the digital era. Whatever somebody says, you can look it up. And for laziness, they don't want to. It's like, yeah, he's not that good. You bugging out. You think he's that good only because he beat Wilder. When he beat Klitschko, y'all wasn't saying none of this fly ass shit. Y'all didn't think he was the best heavyweight in the world for that fight. It's not till he fights Wilder. And that's when everything got blown out of proportion.
I think it's because of the silver tongue, man. And that Wilder fight, the first Wilder fight, he really sold the shit out of that.
Yeah, he did. I think that what it is that because he came here, he beats an American fighter. You know, it's nice. It's not even that it's bad. Like, you have to give him credit for that. He did do that, and he did it two times in good fashion. But it's that Wilder was never that dude. And that's
Yeah.
really what they struggle with. It's not even the Fury angle of it so much as the Wilder angle of it, that you think Wilder is just all this shit that he's not. So Fury beating him, like it should show you something that I Fury, you couldn't even do that to Ngannou. You couldn't even do that to Valine, but you beat Wilder. Like you beat him like a child. So
That's
maybe
true.
Wilder's not as good as y'all thought he was.
I
Maybe
always
that's
thought he
what it
was shit.
is. Me too. Me too. You know, and
And
that's what really blows it out of proportion. Shout out to my man George. Most black people in Florida, including myself, are Caribbean. Yeah, shout out to my Caribbean people, my West Indian people, my Jamaicans, my Haitians, my motherfucking my Guyanese, my Trinidadians. I missed you, babe. I wish I called you, babe.
not the
So much
Surinamers.
all the chocolate ass. Chris know all about all the chocolate ass during Jubei.
Say it again, baby. Let him
The
know.
chocolate ass, that chocolate
Yeah,
ass, be them scratch marks, them tiger stripes. Be shout out to Jubei, shout out to the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying?
If you don't
Yo,
like
wait,
scratch marks, man,
Chris,
Okay.
Chris, what's Nicki Minaj? She Trinidadian, right?
yeah, she's Trinidadian, but nah, we gonna leave Nikki alone because she's a weirdo.
She's just sniffing a little bit of coke, bro. Come on.
Nah.
I think it's more than that, bro. But
Benzo.
this is a boxing channel. Let's keep it to that.
Wait, what she do? What she put a flashlight in her pussy? Like, what's going on?
Not what she did, what others did to her at an early age. Let's leave it at that.
She's
She
sipping on
touched
with a
you,
Hey,
Chris?
flashlight.
I didn't know
Jason,
Nicki touched you.
Jason, how you know this? And also, damn, why would you even insinuate Nikki was sussing Jason? Where you live, Jason? In Nebraska? So Nikki was going to Nebraska, like, hey, Jason, I'm outside.
Well,
Did she
what are we
punch you in
bringing
the
me into
brown?
this? No.
Did she-
No.
She didn't
not
punch
about
you in the
that brown
brown?
life, no. I mean, I saw her
Ryan
punching
was.
Mike in the brown, but
Shout out to Chris.
40
He got
minutes.
punched. Nikki
Watch
punched
your
you in the
mouth. Don't
brown.
you dare say that. Don't you dare say that. 40
Nah,
minutes into the
Ryan. Look,
fucking stream.
Ryan was on the spaces again, bugging out. And I don't know, this conspiracy theory. I watched the Bobby Altdorf interview, right? Just it popped up in the suggestions, and yeah,
You
he
watch
don't.
this whole
No, I watched like 10 minutes of it, and I'm like, yeah, this dude is high or something. He's on drugs or something. He just wasn't acting normal. He put the microphone on his nipple and shit. Like, bro, what's the matter with you, bro? Like, what's the matter with you? Like, this bitch don't
put it
think
on
that
the
shit
net.
is sexy.
Derek
You know?
James is done with this shit. Like, did you see that where he was just like,
Oh, that was
"Oh my God."
hilarious.
Nah, that's
Yeah,
easy money.
Ryan
That's
was
easy money for Derek. Like, he ain't really got to teach him nothing. He's still gonna get paid.
Ryan was prancing around with that girl, and James was just sitting there looking disgusted. Man, I was rolling. That shit was funny.
American boxing scene is a joke, bro. That's how big a joke it is. That like, yeah, yo, this dude is really like a somebody. And whose
This shit
fucking
is
mic is
bad,
that?
bro. It's not mine. This shit is fucking terrible.
It is though. It
It will
is.
improve soon though, because the Venezuelan kids, first generation immigrants, always produce talent, man.
Yeah, like the good thing is that if these little criminals that's around here, if we could get them to some boxing gyms in Philly, get them to Gleason's in New York, maybe we start producing some good boxers again because these
You
little
know,
Victorville Volvas, man, like, nah, this shit is embarrassing, yo.
I
This
was
is a
just saying
somebody.
that, Top Rank should give him a job.
Yeah, yo, let's round up some of these criminals and let's turn them into boxers, yo, because boxing is for criminals. Shout out to criminality. Shout out to Daniel Kinahan. I remember I said it 2 years ago that and it just because Bob Arum talked about it recently, it reminded me how many people got angry with me when I said that they're not gonna do anything to him. Unless they're gonna go in there and extradite him back to America, this ain't about shit. And
They
you
ain't
know,
going over there and doing that.
and they not
Ain't happening.
exactly like they not going to do that. Like that's why he went to the UAE because he know it's a safe haven for criminals like me, like Sawab. That's where we go to do
That's
all
why
our
I'm
new.
here, bro. He done already.
All right, shit. It's all about the criminality out here, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like I tried to tell Michael. Michael's like, shout out to Michael. It's like I tried to tell Michael in the live 3 days ago. There ain't no good guys. There's bad guys and there's worse guys, but there ain't no good guys. Ain't none. So you better find your hustle. you know.
Bad or worse, like
Jules, Michael
there's
doesn't know it's long and hard and veiny.
And veiny for Chris, yo. Shout
Oh,
out to
here we
Chris.
go with that shit again.
Come on, bro. Chill out with that, man. Chill out. It's 43 minutes into the live. Veiny punching in the ground. Like, come on, Juice. Like, why
I'm
is
just
this?
telling you, yo, the idea that there are any good guys when it comes to geopolitics is one of the most infantile and childish perspectives I think anyone could have. There are no good guys. It's not good guys. What's good for you? That's how it works. What's better for you?
Yep.
Ultimately, we're all fighting over the same resources.
Yeah.
So, and that's the fundamental of it.
That's why I'm gonna go to Glasgow. What's a common last name in Glasgow, bro? That I could change my name to.
McDonald is the most common name.
I don't want to be I don't even look like a McDonald. Give me like a last name that would fit. That when I go over there and I hide out, I could blend in and nobody knows nothing.
How about a
Sure.
Stewart?
Yeah.
Stewart.
see?
Stewart, that's a
Yeah.
first name, bro. That's a
Nah,
first
No,
name.
it's the
Last
last
name.
name. It's the name
It's a
of a
Scottish
clan over in
second name.
All
Scotland.
right, all right. I'll tell you what. My
What
last
about
name is gonna be
Kinahan?
no. That's Irish, bro. That's Irish. That's not Glaswegian. I'm gonna be McManus, like the
Glasgow's just
dude
a
in
city.
Usual
McManus,
Suspects.
that's actually a good one, man. That really is a
I'm
good name.
I'm gonna be Troy McManus. I've lived in Glasgow for many years.
Nah, Jimmy, man.
I have an
Troy
alcohol
McMagnum.
problem. I do have an alcohol problem, and
Yeah, come on,
You have a
Racism.
smoking problem?
Yo,
yeah,
You have
So
a
what
you're
the
gonna
smoking
call
fuck?
yourself
problem.
Trojan McMagnum?
Also
You're
a
my
American,
cocaine
name,
man. That just
addiction?
means
bro.
two beers.
See that's the fairy in you, motherfucker. Because you said Trojan Magnum, I said Troy McManus. You went to Trojans and Magnums and all the shit. Shout out to George. Minaj's husband, a registered Mexican offender. Mexican offend? What, he offends Mexicans? What does he say to
Come
them?
on, bro. You know what he really means, bro.
Oh, what
Megan's
he?
law.
Oh, yeah. But see, look, bitches ain't shit. All that tell me is the dick is good, and the dick is so good she don't even care, bro. That's all that mean, bro. If you gonna overlook that, that motherfucker must be busting your ass. If you gonna overlook
Really?
that
For real, boy.
on some
Taking
real
it about
shit.
out every minute.
Bitches all the way sprung like bitch. The dude is like he be offending sex, bro. He be offending that shit. That don't offend you? Nah, cause she have wild orgasms. So it is what it is. It is what it is. I thought I missed the super chat. Let me scroll back up. So we
I don't
got
see it.
Maxie Hughes. We got Maxie Hughes versus William Zepeda this weekend. I don't have any illusions about the fight. It's one of those fights that I think is going to be a one-sided beatdown, and I do like fights like that. You know, I like those fights where like, damn dog, you should just go to the hospital. You know, that's it's going to be that kind of fight. Maxie's not a bad fighter. This is just a bad style matchup for a pure boxer, even if he's a southpaw who likes to move around and be economic. This is not the guy you do that with, bro. William is gonna
He
fuck
doesn't have
you
no
up,
power to
bro.
keep him off, too. He has no power
Nothing,
to
bro.
keep him off.
Nothing,
And like
bro.
us, and like Oscar De La Hoya said in his oddly pimptastic video where he's looking at himself in a mirror in his little pink shirt. Let's see if Shakur Stevenson really wants a fight after this weekend. If he still wants a fight, because William Zepeda
They're
will have
talking.
him.
Listen, they're talking about putting Shakur in there with Muratad. Yeah, I like that fight,
Yeah,
man.
I heard about that.
I think the only downside is because not many people know Murataya. They don't really, he doesn't have a whole big following thing to where people will realize, hey, this is a really good fight. This would be a good win for Shakur. But if they make it, hey, I'll watch it, man. I'll watch it. They're saying it's gonna be in New Jersey, which is what I expect. And
Yeah,
the
but
thing with Shakur is he has to justify. He really does. Like I don't think he's a bad fighter. I think he had a bad night. I think he was injured. It is what it is. But you really gotta, you gotta earn your money with that one, bro. You really do. Go ahead, Leo.
No, it has to show out this time. There is no excuses because after that, even if you win the same fashion that you won against De Los Santos, there's not gonna be no more. Okay, you have to fight this guy, this other. No, nobody's gonna want to fight you. There's not gonna be any pressure for you to fight anyone because nobody is gonna ask you to fight no one. If you're fighting like that, no, no more. Forget about the Davis fights. Forget about all of these fights because you fighting like that, you cannot justify to the public and say, "No, Shakur is being docked." Yeah, it might be being docked, but if you're gonna perform like that, there is a reason to dock you, and the people will understand that they're gonna dock Shakur Stevenson.
I agree. No, but it's live it in the head. There's no reason to fight Shakur because he'll just box a boring style. Yeah, he may beat me, but no one will care. People will change the way they score fights in their head just to justify saying it was a robbery.
Well, I think with Shakur, He has to come back and have a convincing win or two. Once he does, I think people will get off him about being boring and all that. But until he does, he's going to have problems because people are going to still think about that last performance.
Well, more
Okay,
let me ask you about that.
let me ask you a question,
What-
guys, about the Shakur Stevenson versus De Los Santos fight. You saw the fight, the one that were watching the live and didn't fall asleep immediately after the fifth round. But do you did you think at that time that Shakur won convincingly? Because in my opinion, he didn't won. For me, it was a draw.
Right. I didn't think he really won either because of the way he was jumping around. It was like, come on, man. You're here to
Should've been
box,
a-
not
It should have
not
been a
imitate
draw.
Israel.
He was good defensively, but even in the exchanges you won, you supposedly you won most of the exchange. The every time you exchange with Shakur Simpson on that fight, Shakur was landing a couple of jabs and was running away or going into a clinch. But for me, the output of De Los Santos was much better. So if someone would call that a draw, I would be mad at that.
Hmm.
But
I
I
ain't
mean, you
saying
could
that,
have. You
Leo.
could have. You could
the
have.
only way you
I'll
It could
put
have
it.
been a draw.
I'll put it to you
no,
this way: if he reacts that way again against another puncher, he's got a problem.
Yeah. And Muratalla is a puncher. He is a puncher. Like, that dude hits hard. He knocked out Nicotila, so
He's a pressure
he can
fighter, right? Or is
punch.
he a boxer puncher?
He looks like a pressure fighter to me. Like, he gets all in your face and lets him go. Pressure guy. I
So,
got to watch him a little harder to see if that's how he always looks. If that's how he always looks, yeah, he's a pressure guy. But
so if Shakur has a boring fight with this guy, then we do have to worry.
yeah, cause you can't keep doing that, especially for what you get paid, bro. Like, you get paid a lot of dough, bro. You got to put on a show. And the era of the boring boxer, that shit is not gonna fly, bro. We don't need that cutesy wootsy sugarfoot shit. Like, nah, I don't care. I don't care what you call it. You can't make me enjoy that shit. You can't make me watch that shit and say, yeah, man, this is great. I've never been this in it. Like, nah, bro. We got AJ knocking motherfuckers out here, B. Y'all
No,
motherfuckers
he's
better get
putting
on
people
y'all
to
shit.
sleep. He's putting
Get on
people to
y'all
sleep.
shit.
My thing is this: if Shakur gives us another boring performance, Buddy McGirt's theory is right. He's chinny, and it's going to take a while, but somebody's going to tap that chin, and he might just fall apart. For real.
That's a fair point. That if you get skittish, if the moment, because remember that's what he said about Nicotila. He felt the guy's power, and he didn't want to try him, so he fought a safe fight. Might have been the same thing with De Los Santos, and it's like, all right, dog, like, I mean, like, you know, you ain't gonna last because people hit hard. You know what I'm saying? Especially, you're not gonna be at 35 forever, bro. Sooner or later, you're gonna have to go to 40, and yeah, guys up there they could punch. Now, what do y'all think about Terrence Crawford potentially fighting Chris Eubank?
Yeah, I'm
Eh,
not super excited about that fight. Like, I
Yeah,
get it.
I'm not.
It's a money fight, so he's not in a
Is it?
position right now where he's after legacy fights. He wants to get paid, but at the same time, it's like, bro, really? Like, I know it's not entirely your fault, but this is what we were waiting for.
No,
Yeah.
you know what?
Okay.
I think honestly, it's a prelude to a Canelo fight. I don't like
Yeah,
it either,
it's a-
but I think he's doing that to get prepared to move up, so he's going to face Canelo and make that money that he wanted to make. Because he did say himself he was after money.
Yeah.
So I mean, you got to believe him when he says that. I mean, he didn't look like he was lying to me.
Yeah.
you think
I
the
mean, what
public would be more convinced that he could beat a Canelo if he was to beat Chris Eubank Jr.? I don't think so.
more like if he knocks him out. If he knocks him out, that's a, like, we watch a lot of boxing, so it takes a lot for us to feel a certain way. But just to the people on the outside looking in, if he goes to middleweight, his first fight there, he racks up a knockout. Well, that will be encouraging to them. I'll say that, knocking out Chris is good, but Chris ain't Canelo. I
no,
mean,
but
really.
he's
Not
about
at
as
all.
physically strong and durable.
Yeah, but Liam knocked him out, bro.
True, but
I'm
I'm
not
No,
just
gonna
he's
lie.
this is
not as
test.
Broken
durable.
I'm just
elbow.
testing out
Not
the
at all.
dimensions and the weight for Canelo.
Canelo's way more durable than Chris Eubank Jr.
That's what I
Like,
mean. That like Canelo, which kind of goes, it's not said enough, because every time Canelo's brought up, it just turns into the same conversation. But realistically, that's one of the best chins in boxing right now. It's one of the best chins. He's never
Yeah,
been knocked out, never been knocked down.
yeah. I'm not
Four
saying he's
weight
like.
classes.
yeah,
All the
What
way
I'm
up
saying
to
is he
light
does have
heavyweight.
more durability, so you'll know what his power feels like on a bigger man, and he's testing the dimensions. Because Eubank's even bigger than Canelo, but he'll
Yeah,
still be as heavy, yeah. So you'll know what it's like to face a bigger, intimidating target.
yeah.
like
I think that,
And
and
Eubank's
I
not
think
a
there are
threat,
enough, and I think
so
that there are enough holes with Chris, because Chris is
yeah,
like,
exactly.
Chri-
He'll win.
Chris is domestic level. Like Chris,
Yeah,
that kid. What's the kid at middleweight? Hamza Shiraz.
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, Hamza
Yeah,
He
I'm
Yeah.
would
Shiraz.
sure.
knock out. He would knock out Chris Eubank. I would pick
I
Probably.
him to
believe
knock
that.
out Chris Eubank.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
definitely.
my only rationale would be is like he would take this fight for whatever price they're paying him. The amount they're paying him is worth more than a boots fight.
Plus, it's
Yeah,
name recognition. So if he does fight Canelo, that means that'll be a UK fight, like in
But
terms
it's
of
a
pay-per-view.
mercenary.
Yeah, but they'll be able to charge pay-per-view because they will
yeah,
know Crawford and they know Canelo.
yeah. I mean, yeah. Like,
Oh,
like
okay,
I don't
but
mind it. I don't mind it. It's not a fight that I'm intrigued by. I'm not in. There are fights that intrigue you. This is not one of them. Like, nah, Crawford should beat this guy. He should beat this guy. I don't
yeah,
think very much of
I
Chris.
have a
No, of
question
course.
about okay, Chris Eubank Jr. versus Terence Crawford. What that's supposed to be a match from the Sun pay per view or something like?
I
I
would
don't
say Sky.
imagine
I would say Sky, bro. I would say Sky.
on Sky.
The
Hmm.
Wasserman don't have an exclusive, but they work with both. And
Well,
Kala
put it
and
this
Heavy
way,
are really good. Well, they seem really good
Chris.
friends.
I mean, like it could end up on the zone. I'm not saying that it wouldn't, but where have Chris's fights been? The last three of them, where have they been? They've been on Sky
True.
ever
Yeah,
since. Ever since.
So he'd
okay.
probably
Steve
get
The
back on
Smith
other
was back
thing is
ESPN.
there. Huh?
people keep talking about the Boots fight, Terence Crawford versus Jaron Boots Ennis. Okay, it's not that Chris Eubank Jr. is this massive draw. Boots don't have any money. Boots
Yeah, but
it's gonna
Yeah.
be sold
bro,
with the PBC.
who we
Yeah,
talking to though? You see, like it's been like you really have people, whole adults, that'll argue about this. Like I'm not knocking Boots, dog. Like I'm not knocking them, but yo, you not nobody. Sorry, like nah, you not nobody. Ain't no money on you. Ain't no money behind you. Like, what the fuck? Like, why we gotta pretend that because a couple of weirdos is really high on him that he isn't like, nah, you didn't do nothing. There ain't no money behind you. It's look at how many months it's taken them to put you in the ring with Cody fucking Crowley, bro. That's not a fight that should take that long to make, bro. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no money behind you, bro. So it is what it is. And
yeah.
the other thing is, look, they already tried to fight you. I don't want to keep talking about the same shit.
Yeah.
He already tried to fight you, bro. All right. We know what happened. We don't got to keep having this conversation.
They're
Your
loyal
daddy
to
sounds like you're
Showtime.
saying we're loyal to
Remember.
Showtime.
But
You got a couple of you got content creators, and I be seeing them that they be trying to fan that shit. Like, what are you running out of shit to talk about? That you trying to sell this pipe dream? Are you running low on content? What is it? You don't watch Japanese fighters? You don't watch UK fighters? Because it's better shit to talk about than Jaron Ennis. I'm sorry, like, yeah, it's mad better shit to talk about than that. The fuck? Y'all stay talking about some motherfuckers that don't be fighting. Like, for real. That motherfucker got his own problems. If he's smart, you better stop wasting time at 47 because 54 is looking like one of the deepest divisions in boxing. One of the deepest. Madrimov, Virgil, Zoo, Fundora, motherfucking Zayas. You know what I'm saying? Better get your ass up there. Ain't nobody at 47. Who? Ain't nobody over there. So but you can sit on that belt, man. If you wanna sit on
yeah,
that belt.
He's the next
yeah. And
Andre,
the other
bro.
thing
What do you
coming back
expect?
To Terence Crawford, I don't know what this move is about because I don't think Canelo wants to fight Terence Crawford. I don't think it's gonna matter if Terence Crawford goes there and tries to climb the weight classes the right way, for say at least. I don't think that's gonna matter. For me, the only hope for Terence Crawford at super middleweight is uh, picking up a vacant title. I don't think Canelo's
Nah.
gonna fight him.
I would say this. Well, remember, Canelo said he wouldn't fight a Mexican fighter. What's he about to fight? Mexican
Munguia.
fighter.
I
He's
reckon
gonna look
Crawford's
at
got a good chance in that fight. Like,
the other thing is this: that Canelo's gonna make a money move. He's gonna make a money move. Now, fighting Crawford pays more than fighting Berlanga. I feel like the Saudis would pay for that fight.
oh,
I feel like
definitely.
they would pay for that fight to make it happen because they're interested in the fights, which is smart on them. Shout out to Turkey Al Cheek. They're interested in the fights that actually have sizzle. Those are the fights they want to make. The fights that have sizzle. Well, Canelo versus Berlanga? Nah, who the fuck want to see that? Who? Not me, but Canelo Crawford. Yeah, that captures the imagination in a way that a lot of other fights won't. Of course, you could say Canelo versus Mobili. Of course. Of course you could say Canelo Benavidez, Canelo Morel, right? Of course. You could say that shit. Of course. But that's not Canelo Crawford. You can say what you want, that he's a little guy and he's moving up. He's not just any little guy. He's not. He's a special fighter. He makes me proud to be from Nebraska. Shout out to Crawford.
Before
Think
you
about
read the
that
super
at
chat
the
real quick.
heavyweight and light heavyweight versions. If Better Beef wins and Usyk wins, imagine those two fighting.
Yeah, but Usyk's not gonna come down to cruiser. He's
No,
not
he
gonna
could
come
go
back
up.
down.
Better Beef fought as
Oh,
a
then he'll.
heavyweight, as an amateur, so he could maybe
Yeah,
go
but
up.
I mean, like he. This the thing. Artur, while he's a very stocky guy, he would look like a shrimp at cruiserweight. A
Yeah.
fucking shrimp. He'd look even smaller at heavyweight. He'd be slower carrying all that weight. So I feel like what he's gonna do, if he were to win, I don't have him winning, but if he were to win against Dimitri, I feel like he'll go to cruiser. Maybe he fights somebody, but he'll get found out up there. Like you're too little for that division. You got power and you can box, but the discrepancy in size between you and them, like yes, it's too. I feel like it's too much to overcome.
No, but
You
I
know,
mean just for Usyk, because they've already fought as amateurs.
I don't see Usyk sticking around after May, bro. I
It
think
would
he's
be
gonna win.
it would be
I
a
think
good fight though. I think that would be amazing.
it'd be nice, but I don't. I think he's gonna beat Fury, right? He's gonna
Yeah.
beat Fury. This is what I think. He beats Fury. Fury don't activate the rematch clause. Then he has to make a decision: do I stick around or do I retire? I think he retires.
Okay,
What are you gonna do? Stick around
talking
fighting
about Better Beef.
mandatories all day?
He is a Muslim, Better Beef, so maybe the Saudis would put up
Okay,
money to
Julius,
be able
but
to say
I
that they've had
understand
the
that
first Muslim
shit.
heavyweight.
Go ahead, Leo.
Uh,
Go ahead,
No,
Leo.
I understand that I understand that the shit on cruiserweight is not sweet, but you don't have Better Beef winning against nobody at the
No, I
at
think
the
he could beat.
cruiserweight
I think he
division.
could beat Chris Billum Smith.
Oh,
I think he could
definitely.
beat him. I think he can beat Zerto Ramirez. If Zerto becomes WBA champion, I would pick Artur to beat him. I
Yeah.
would.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
would.
a fight. I understand if you tell me Jerry Pataya, okay, Jerry Pataya, what's the flaw with that motherfucker? But other guys, I think he at least can become two-way champion, two-way
But put
division
it this,
champion.
Leo. Now. Let's put it another way. Uh, the fight between Artur and Dimitri is in June. The fight between Chris Billum Smith and Richard Riakporhe is right around the corner. While I think that Artur would beat Chris, I don't think Chris is going to be champion for much longer. I think Richard's going to beat him again. He beat him before. This time, I think he stops him. So, while I do think Artur could beat Chris, it's not going to matter in a little while. Chris going to lose that belt.
And he's not gonna beat Richard Riakporhe, right?
He didn't beat
Better
him before. He
Beterbiev.
won't beat him now. Oh well. I'll say Richard. Now look, Richard's not on Artur's level in terms of boxing acumen. You can see that. He's not the boxer that Artur is, but he is a very big guy and he's very strong. So,
Is he
and
durable?
what that has yet to be determined. You know what I mean? The best guy that he ever fought was Chris Billum Smith.
Hmm.
To the eye, he's a better boxer than Chris Billum Smith. To the eye, like you can see, yeah, you put your punches together better. You're more explosive, and you're not as messy because Chris gets hit a lot, man. Like you get hit with
Yeah,
a lot of
Yeah.
shit.
He
But
does.
CBS, he's like more built for like being a sanitation worker than being a boxer.
yeah, shout out to Chris.
Fireman.
Oscar Jimenez says Boots is the Crawford, what Benavidez is the Canelo. Is Munguia any more solid and veiny than Benavidez? What do you guys think? Does he have the girth that Benavidez has for you guys and the
Come
length?
on,
I'm out.
guys. Why you always
Guys,
talk this
peace.
girth shit? What is wrong with you?
He has the length, but I don't think about the girth. I'm not
You
sure.
don't know about the girth?
Maybe is it
Benavidez.
veiny?
Benavidez has
Leo,
the
is he
length.
Leo, is he
But
veiny
Damn,
enough for
man, you
you?
always got to go there with that, don't you?
Country, we know
What
you
about the
like
hair?
veins. We know you like we know you like muscularity and veininess. Is he veiny enough for you?
He's not even gonna answer that. He's gonna be like, "Nah, I ain't feeding this fish. I ain't taking this bait."
Oh shit! Shout out to Napoli who says, "Random thought: who would win on Anthony Yard versus Christian Mobili fight at 175?" Note: Mobili is now officially with Top Rank. Yeah, I saw they signed him. It's a curious
I think
signing.
Anthony Yard. Yeah, I think
What,
Anthony Yard would beat him.
what about the veins? What about the veininess?
Huh?
The veininess, bro. Like, is Mungia veiny enough for you?
Nah, dude, I ain't into that, man.
You want more veins?
No.
So
I
you
ain't
like
into
it
that.
where it
He's a
is?
less
I
veiny
You
ain't
guy.
like
into
it?
He's a
that
less veiny
vein.
guy.
I ain't
Like,
into
Doesn't
none
like
of
the
that stuff, bro.
vascularity.
Get out of here with that
Country,
He
shit,
doesn't like
man.
the. He doesn't like the
Country's into a smooth
vascularity,
ride.
sir.
No,
Country
but
likes
look,
a smooth ride. It's what it is.
that's a curious signing because the Top Rank doesn't actually have a whole stable of super middleweights. So you sign a super middleweight to make a fight with who, bro? I feel like if they signed him, maybe they want to move him to 175. And even there, though, it's not like they have a whole lot for him to do.
He's too
But
small for
he's
75, bro.
I don't know
Look
about
how
that.
he's small. Like he's like 5'9", bro. Come on, man.
He is? I thought he was like
Yeah,
5'11.
I mean,
You
regardless,
sure?
the belts at 175 are going to be broken up soon because do you really
Yeah.
think whoever wins is going to keep those belts together?
Well,
Maybe
I mean,
Bivol.
if Bivol wins, I don't see him going to cruiser. He just doesn't have the dimensions for it. He doesn't have power that's going to carry. He doesn't have the frame for it. So if Bivol wins, I think he sticks around. But if Artur wins, no, I don't think he sticks around. I think he
So
moves
what you're
up.
saying, he doesn't have the length for it, and he doesn't have the
you
He's
girth for it.
he doesn't
retired.
have the length, Sawab. He doesn't have the length. He doesn't have the shaft for it, bro.
Jules, how
He's
do you
a
like it? Do you like it girthy
right.
or lengthy?
He's a fucking right.
Oh
No,
shit.
but Billy is listed on
According to
on BoxRec is 5'8.5". So he's a small dude, bro. For him going up to 175 at this
Yeah,
juncture,
but you can't
nah.
believe BoxRec, bro. BoxRec says Floyd is 5'9", and we all know that's not true.
Yeah, you remember the Maria
BoxRec says
Sharapova thing?
BoxRec says Canelo is 5'9". Yeah, Canelo's not 5'9", bro. He's not 5'9", bro. No, Floyd's not 5'9". I don't believe BoxRec. I think that Mobili is somewhere in between 5'10" and 5'11". That's how he looks on the screen. Rohan Murdoch, for example, is not a little dude, bro. That's big dude. Mobili didn't look small next to him. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay, McVilly could be 6 foot tall, but in the way he fights, like he fights like a in a crouch, it doesn't matter because he makes himself so small with that guard and that posture and coming in the inside. It will not matter if he's 6 foot tall because he's gonna fight on the inside. It's gonna
Yeah.
throw hooks. So I don't think that matters. Really.
Yeah, I don't think it. And there are people there he could beat. There are people there. I think he could beat Lyndon Arthur, right? He could beat Lyndon Arthur,
Everyone.
right? Hey, Anthony Yard needed 2 fights with Lyndon Arthur to get 1 win. So don't talk that shit. Don't talk that shit. There are, that there's guys there that they're not like. I'm not impressed by Buatsi. I officially got off that train. Like, yeah, bro, you're just you. You're just
I
you.
got
What
off
do you
that
got?
train once he left Matchroom. I got off that train once he left
No, yeah,
Matchroom.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, the fact that he looked that he never puts a stamp on it. You know what I mean? He didn't put a stamp on it with Craig Richards. I don't really feel he put a stamp on it with Dan Aziz. Like, you just don't look like what they said you were gonna be. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't look the part. I'm starting to wonder if Yard don't beat him. Because they're gonna fight, bro. Sooner or later this year, they're gonna fight. And I wonder, does Yard beat this guy? I'm starting to feel like he might. So we'll see. He didn't knock out Dan Aziz, right? Does he knock out Yard? No, I don't know. So we got, once again, we have, what's another fight that is on the schedule that I'm looking forward to? Well, honestly, the fight that I'm looking forward to the most is Fury and Usyk. To be completely honest, that's the fight I'm looking forward to the
Definitely.
most. That
Yeah,
I feel that's gonna
it's
be a
for
good
all the
one.
marbles, bro. It's really for all the marbles because, yo, this is the fifth opponent that Anthony Joshua beat up that Tyson Fury went to decision with or struggled with. This is the
Hmm.
fifth opponent, man. So at the end of the day, if Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight of his generation, man, he gonna have to show it, man. You can't run, you can't hide. Hey, let's say you got cut in sparring, cool, is what it is. That's like people have their bad days, but we all think it's something that's nefarious. But hey, you have your chance to redeem yourself. So do what you gotta do, man.
I
I'll
think
say
Fury's
that
confidence is shot right now after the Ngannou thing and after seeing AJ knock Ngannou out flat in 2 rounds. I think his confidence is shot, dude.
I mean, he slimped down. So, like I said at the top of the show, he slimped down for a reason. He's not. If you lost all that weight and you're trying to come in light, you're traveling light. That tells me you want to move and punch. You're not going to try to mow him down like you mowed Wilder down. You're going to move and punch. You're gonna try to box him up, which I think that's not going to work. You're
I
not
think
a
that's
better
yeah.
boxer than he is. You're not.
I think
You
I
know.
think that's a huge mistake. Where Fury had the advantage in this fight, and where I actually favored him as the lone Fury fan here, was that he was bigger, was that he could maul him, was that he could make it a dirty fight. Usyk doesn't like that when you make it dirty. He doesn't. We've seen that
But
he doesn't. That's
but
where he
Usyk's
had
Usyk
a
not
likes
going to
it
chance.
stand
dirty.
still.
If you don't, and if you
He
go
doesn't like
slim
it to the
down,
body either, too.
You gotta let him talk. Go ahead, Jason.
and if you slim that down, you're just trying to go back to boxer mover Fury. Well, that's your advantage against more stationary opponents. That's not your advantage against Usyk. What are you doing,
Yeah.
bro?
Yeah. Chris.
He doesn't know what to do.
Chris.
He doesn't like it to the body. We all know that about Usyk, but I don't think Fury has the reflexes anymore because, yo, let's really be honest. You got knocked down by an MMA fighter, bro. And you saw what Anthony Joshua did to him. And I keep telling people this. Anyone who will listen to me, I'll always say this. Yo, Fury lost something after that third Deontay Wilder fight. He lost something. People may say whatever they want to say, but hey, he lost something. He genuinely did.
I will
I don't
respond
think
to
he
that,
lost
Chris, real
anything.
quick.
I don't think he lost anything because him getting knocked down is not something that just started happening in his career. That's been happening.
Yeah,
It's
I
been
know, but
happening.
he's older
Chris,
now.
let me respond to
He's
that real
older.
quick.
My bad.
The knockdown doesn't really concern me because with the Nagano fight, that was the one person the mauling tactics doesn't work. You went into a clinch fest and a grapple fest with a guy who's used to that dirty boxing shit in the UFC, bro. And that's why AJ had such an easy time. He's like, I'll just keep a distance with this dumb motherfucker. He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah,
So-
but
Yeah, like yep.
Usyk has
Okay.
pound for pound level feet, not just
Yeah.
good heavyweight feet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He could possibly have the best feet in boxing pound for pound. He moves in patterns that no one else does. He's just not going to stand there and let like Fury lean on him.
Yeah, like if you decide to box the smaller fighter, do you remember what they said about AJ in the first fight? That he kept him in the fight. That you didn't use your size. You didn't try to mow him down. You tried to fence him and box him. That's what they were saying about AJ. Well, it looks like Fury's about to make that same mistake because you coming in lean. I don't think you coming in lean because you want to mow him down with size. I think you're coming in lean because you want to move and punch, use the ring, try to set traps. And everybody brings up the body shit. I'm like, yo, what are y'all, like a bunch of parakeets? When the fuck was Fury ever a body puncher?
He's not.
When did that start? Because I'm
He's
like,
not. But
it's one dude that's always in the comments of the videos I do about Usyk. I forget his name. He was a big Andre fan. It's like, you just like supporting losers, I guess. I don't know what to say. Like, yeah, you just like supporting losers. But I'm like, when was Fury ever a body puncher? And even if he wasn't, does Fury even have the frame to be a body? Look at him. He's gangly. His arms are too long to shorten up the punches. Like, yeah, Daniel threw a great body punch, but Daniel don't got them gangly ass arms that Fury has. He could tighten it up and get it out. Fury shit like, nah, Fury don't throw short punches. His arms too long to throw short punches. So I don't even buy into, oh yeah, he's gonna go to his body. I like, nah, you just saying that because of the Dubois fight. You're not even thinking about it that Fury is built like the balloon man at the car dealership. He doesn't have the frame to throw
Yo, you
short
funny nigga,
punches.
son. That's
But
true though. That is true.
he doesn't have the
That is
frame to
true.
do it though. Like, he don't.
Jules, let me ask
So
you: Did Turkey Al-Sheikh ask Usyk not to be there, or
no, I think Usyk just was focused on the fight, to be honest with you. That's what I
okay?
would do. That's what I would. I mean, like, if he wasn't there, I don't need to be there to see this fight. I could watch it at home. I need to train. That's. I mean, that's how I would look at it. Like what the fuck? I don't need to fly halfway across the world. I need to focus up. You know. I don't think. I don't think it was because he asked him not to be there. I think
I thought it
he's
was
just
just
got
like
other shit to do.
controlling kind of the dramatics that if Fury got all like, I don't know, do some stupid shit again. I don't know.
now, Fury was surprisingly professional during the entire event. So
Well, he had his brown boot polish on his fucking beard to try to make him look younger. That's all.
Yeah, it's just his time needs to end, and we need to usher in a new era of fighters because it's like I'm kind of tired of Fury. I'm tired of hearing about Canelo. I'm tired of Davis. That's why I'm glad about this Williams Zepeda fight. It's a new face. It's an unbeaten fighter. I'm tired of talking about that same shit though, because that shit isn't going anywhere. You know what I mean? Like the Davis situation isn't any better now than it was a couple of years ago. Fury is just as annoying now as he was a couple of years ago. The Benavidez thing, like, bro, how many days out the week are people going to dedicate time to bellyache about David? Like, really? Like, man, I don't know, man. Go watch some porn. The fuck?
Jules. But the
Yo,
thing
you
is,
gotta
Fury's painted himself into a corner now. So I mean,
Yeah,
now he can't escape.
yeah, but that's already everything that could be said about David has already been said. It's like all of it. Like, bro, you're targeting guys that aren't on your side of the street. So if you didn't want to cross the street for Canelo, how do you imagine you get Artur Beterbiev? How do you imagine you get Dimitri Bivol or Zerto? None of these people are at the PBC. So it's like, whatever, bro. Just say whatever to ES News and people will make videos about it. Whatever, bro.
well, we
Whatever.
know who Benavidez thinks is going to win that light heavyweight bout. Then he thinks it's going to be Beterbiev, who's going
Yep.
to give up the belts and move up, and he gets a free belt.
That's exactly what I was thinking. That he must feel, or his team feels, Artur is going to win, but Artur is not going to stick around. He'll move up. That's probably what they think. But if Dimitri wins, hey, roll on Bivol versus Benavidez. Why not? I'll watch it. Why not? You put it on pay per view, I'll buy it, bro. It's just a question of if you didn't want to go to the zone for Canelo, I guess you're not going to go there for Dimitri because that's a smaller fight. So
David's
it's my
gonna keep
daughter.
David's gonna keep ducking light heavyweight, just like he's always been ducking
Nah, I
light
mean,
heavyweight.
look, he's going. He's fighting Vosdik for all intents and purposes. The Vosdik fight is on, bro. So
It's not
A
on
fight you
Box Rec.
could very well lose.
It's not showing the
that's
fight
the
is not on
question.
Box
Most
Rec.
big stops him, bro.
That's
I
the
really haven't
question.
heard any follow up
Let me go
to
take a
that.
shit. I'll go take a shit, and I'll leave you guys with that one. Do you got who has Vosdik winning that fight?
I do.
Winning, bro. I have Volstick winning because I think Volstick can keep it at range, and We have not seen this guy fought a guy on the same level as him in terms of size and skillfully. Like, who has he fought that can replicate Volstic style, or who has he fought in his weight that would give him this type of adversity? Nobody.
Chris, also,
Nobody.
let's not forget that he can punch.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I know that. Trust me.
you guys are forgetting this isn't the Vosdick from 17, 18, and 19. This is a 2024 Vosdick. They picked him for a reason. He's
Well,
35 years old. He's fought nothing but journeymen since he's come back. He hasn't fought anybody who you could legitimately say was a real win. He's fought 4 guys that he should have beat, and he did. So they picked
yeah,
him for a reason.
yeah, but
He's
bro,
still.
there are
I
4
think he's
guys
still
he
better
fought
than
and 4 guys he
anybody.
beat. When Benavidez has fought who? He's fought Andrade, the middleweight, the career middleweight, moving
Andrade,
up,
who
who
else?
can't punch, and
David
Caleb
Lemieux.
Plant.
Yeah.
Man,
You
fucking
fought
David
David
Lemieux, that
Lemieux,
was trash.
Caleb
But
Plant.
and I'm not defending David in any way, but let's look at the 4 guys Vosdick fought. He fought Richard Bolotniks, who's a journeyman at super middleweight, light heavyweight. He's not a puncher. He's not a contender. He's just a guy, and he beat him. And then he beat some dude from Argentina. Same thing. Wasn't a contender. Wasn't a puncher. He's just a journeyman. And then the last guy he fought, I forgot on whose undercard, he waxed that guy in 1 round. I mean, Vosdick is not going in there and actually getting rounds and fighting legit tough fights. He's rolled 4
Yeah, but
journeymen.
David ain't exactly this monster puncher either. He punches in volume. I mean, he's not like this big brutal 1-punch knockout
Oh no,
artist.
yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
so I mean, and plus he's coming up from a smaller weight, so I would imagine that Vosdick would be able to handle his punches without a problem. You know,
I
Mm.
think Bose will
'Cause-
take the power easily, and he won't be able to push him back because they're going to be the same size.
And Vosdick's a better boxer. Like, is that even in dispute? Does anyone dispute the fact that on a very
No.
technical level,
No.
Vosdick is superior?
He was
to-
trained by Lomachenko's dad. They were in the same
No.
Olympic team.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw that video of Benavidez asking, I think it was Anthony Durrell, for boxing pointers. That shit was hilarious. It looked like he was walking in quicksand trying to learn how to box. So it was pretty comical.
So if Benavidez beats Vosdick, I'll give him full credit because I think Vosdick, even at this stage in his career, is much better boxer, stronger puncher. I'll give him full credit. He went up to a bigger division, fought a guy whose only loss was against his own personal boogeyman in Beterbiev. And that's the long and short of it. But I don't think he's going to win. I think he's going to get stopped.
Ignacio, you got him winning?
I'm leaning like 60-40 Jules, only because, like I told everyone on the panel, there's a reason they picked Vosdick. This isn't the Vosdick from 17, 18, 19. This is a 2024 version, and this is a guy who's 35 years old, fought 4 journeymen since he came back, and he hasn't really beaten anyone of note. So, like, I think there's a reason Tim Benavidez picked Vosdick at this point. It's not because they think he's a legit guy. They think he's on the downslide, and they might be right, but we're gonna have to find out fight night.
Fair enough. I mean, like, I could see that too, because they real careful, bro. If you look
Exactly.
at they mad careful. They've been careful. It's not like that's some new shit, bro. They've been mad careful the whole time they've been at 168. Maybe Vosdick
Yeah,
could
but see,
surprise him though.
yeah, that's what I was about to bring up. I mean, they may have picked the wrong one.
The shit is, at 175, you ain't got a lot of options. You know what I mean? You don't though. A lot of them guys, like, I'm not trying to say Yard is this and that, but I don't know what David would do with that guy because that guy could punch.
Yard would eat David alive, man. I'm telling you right now. If Anthony Yard could take Beterbie's punches, David ain't gonna do nothing to him, man. I can tell you that right now.
I mean,
And I ain't forget that Bevo said that Canelo punches harder than Beterbiev. It's like Canelo punch. I mean, than Benavidez. He said that yeah, Canelo punches harder than Benavidez. I'm like, bro, if this dude don't got no power like that, and you going up there, what's gonna keep them dudes off you?
Yeah, exactly.
Jules, real
He
quick,
doesn't
do you
have
think
power
he
like
could
that.
beat? Do you think Benavidez could beat a guy like Buatsi?
Yes, because he's too economic. And I suspect
Okay.
it hasn't showed up yet because he hasn't fought someone that would force him to work. But I suspect his gas tank is shaky and he's chinny. You haven't seen it yet, but I suspect, yeah, this dude don't take a good punch. That's why he don't be wanting to open up, and he don't got a good engine. That's why he don't be wanting to open up. So maybe he could get him, but that relies on the principle that Boxer would allow that to happen, and I don't think Boxer would. I don't think Boxer would let him fight David Benavidez, bro. I don't think they would. They got him wrapped around a cocoon already. He ain't go over there to fight people. He went over there to not fight people and stay domestic. So it's not like that's a realistic fight. Now, what I'm starting to notice is a lot of people are leaving boxing, bro. What y'all think about that?
Not good.
A lot of
No,
people
I'm
are leaving
talking about
boxing. What you
I'm
mean?
talking about I'm talking about content creators, bro.
Oh,
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 I'm talking about
that's
content.
better for us real fans because who gives a
yeah,
shit about dudes that basically only content create with an agenda, Jules? Those guys
Yeah.
don't appeal to us.
yeah,
but
I
you're not.
agree.
I noticed
Yeah.
my suggestions. I looked at my suggestions because I get random suggestions based on what other videos my viewers are watching, and I noticed guys are doing videos about WWE. They doing videos about basketball. They doing videos all type of random shit. Now it's like, oh, so y'all don't really like boxing like that, huh? That's what I figured.
Jules,
That's what I
you know
figured.
what it is. Let me just say this. Let me just add because I've been watching YouTube for a long, long time. I'll say almost 10 years. So I've seen the boxing scene move up. These people, Jews, they came at the time where Wilder and Joshua conversation was happening. At that time, nobody knew who Deontay Wilder was. But then once Anthony Joshua name came in, the US people came or they started hyping up the PBC, Spence, Tank, and all these lot. Now they're not fighting anyone. The PBC has gone down the drain. They got nobody to talk about.
Yeah. I mean,
Deontay Wilder's been beaten.
if you really get down to it, they run into subjects that used to be driving forces for a lot of metrics. A lot of them are falling by the wayside. Spence, who even knows if he's gonna come back? Wilder, I don't know, dog. Like, but it ain't what it was. Even if he ain't retired, it ain't now what it was. You know what I
What is he?
mean?
What is he gonna do? I mean, really, what is he gonna do?
I don't know, bro. I literally
Yeah,
don't know. Like, I don't know.
there ain't no options out there for him at all. Hardly. I mean, ain't nothing viable that where he'll have a great chance of making some noise there. You don't know. I
Like
mean,
like I think Top Rank signed Andy Ruiz again because why are they posting Andy Ruiz highlights? If you go to their Twitter page, they're posting clips of Andy. They posted a clip of Andy Ruiz, and I'm like, why? Why would you do that unless
what
you signed him?
if they
And I
signed
could
him?
see
Then
that.
that's good for him. Then because that means he'll be back on the fight scene again.
Yeah, and they got one or two fights. Like down the line, I could really go for Richard Torres versus Andy Ruiz. I know we're not on the eve of that. It's definitely a ways out. Andy is a lot more experienced than Richard, but down the line, I would like that fight.
That'd
Or
be a good scrap, man. That'd be
Jared Anderson. Jared Anderson also, they haven't called his fight off. The one with Riyad Murray is still on in spite of the arrest. So
Yeah.
down
But
the
Jules,
line, maybe they put him in there with Andy.
but Jules, you're saying that all these YouTube content creators going away. You're saying that 1,000 topics of is Andre Ward more popular than Triple G not viable, even though
Oh yeah.
even though Triple G outsold Andre Ward in his own state when Andre Ward was fighting Contender and Triple G fighting a jobber a month apart. My
Bro,
God, that was a
like
serious
that
conversation.
that was so asinine. It's like, yo, dog, like, and these is it's like it's so stupid. I don't even want to respond, but it's like, yo, you can't be this stupid, bro. Andre Ward was never popular. ever, ever, bro. The fuck, like we really got to have a conversation about this. No, he was never that dude. That's Golovkin started popping off more than him. That's just a fact. That don't mean you gotta like Golovkin, but that's just a fact. Yeah, that dude was popping off, bro. He had Mexicans for Golovkin and all of that.
Exactly, Jules. I went to that fight at the StubHub against Marco Antonio Rubio, who ain't really shit, and he sold that place out and had people standing room only. And then when I went to go see Andre Ward fight Arthur Abraham at that same venue, they literally were giving tickets away. So get the fuck out of here with this whole "oh, Ward was a star" bullshit.
Yeah, like that shit was yo, bro. Did you see that shit? It's like yo, dog. Like they
Yeah,
arguing anything. Like they saying it's like what a 12-year-old would do when they say something stupid just to see how people would react to it. Like, bro, Ward was never a star. Like, what? What are you talking about? That dude was. You only been on pay per view twice and it flopped both times. You could argue that your fight with Sergey is what destroyed main events. Remember, Cafe Duva, main event boxing, that promotional outfit. They never been the same after that Kovalev fight. I heard they're still around, but I don't know who they promoting anymore. You know what I mean? Like that fight was bad for HBO, man.
yeah. They're
Unfortunately.
they're promoting nothing but club shows. I heard, Jules, because they don't have an actual content deal.
Yeah, man. Shit, like they ain't with nobody. All they're tantamount to booking agents now. Where if they have a fighter, maybe they could loan him out to somebody. But yeah, like Ward is just like he got the green-eyed monster, bro. There's no other way to explain that shit. They're like, you always shading somebody, bro. And for what?
Exactly.
Always shading
And
somebody.
it's why I actually think Chael Sonnen's accusation holds more water than people want to believe. Because one, if anyone would know athletes who were on that stuff, it would be Chael Sonnen, who admitted he was on that stuff. And then two,
But when did he say he just came out randomly and said that shit, Jason? That
yeah,
Ward
he
was
just
on
came,
some shit.
yeah, he just came out randomly and said that. But here's the thing: it's like here's another reason why I believe that, and because it fits with the whole green-eyed jealousy thing. His career ended when he was in his early 30s. That's the
Yep.
time it's like, oh, now we time to make some money. Now we make these dream fights or whatever that are available, and he just stopped. And we all assumed it was because he was afraid of what was coming down the line, and maybe that was it. But maybe it was because he was forced to, and he was never, ever cool with that. Just a little bitter about that.
I guess, but when you look at what was coming through and what was there, that he didn't want to go to Canada for Butte. He wasn't going to go to Canada for Stevenson. That wasn't even a conversation. You understand? It wasn't even a conversation. Is Ward going to go to Canada for Stevenson? It's like, nah, you know he's not. You
Yeah, the
know he's
furthest
not.
he ever went was Atlantic City for Carl Froch.
You know what I mean?
He
So,
might have lost to Adonis Stevenson though. That left hand, bro.
I
I
mean,
don't
you
know.
know, I ain't even going front. Like Adonis did had a left hand from fucking hell. He surely did. But also, what was coming through is like after he fought Sergey, there wasn't much at light heavyweight in terms of a money fight. So I was settled on he sees what's coming. He looks at it. He says it's more trouble than it's worth. I'm getting the fuck out of here. That's kind of why I felt he dipped. Like, well, what am I going to stick around? There ain't no more money fights.
And then on
Golovkin not
top of
going. Golovkin ain't gonna come up to fight me. Canelo, I'm not. You know, like I'm not in none of the hot conversations. So I'm out of here.
Jules, and then people forget Rock Nation overpaid his ass for the last few fights he had. He walked away with like, if I'm not mistaken, they paid him close to $40 fucking million for the last few
Damn,
fights that he had. So that dude legit never has to work a day in his fucking life, and he robbed Rock Nation in those last few fights. It was pretty comical.
I
he
mean,
was
good for
laughing
him,
all the
but
way to the bank.
good for him. But it's just that it's good. You know, cool that he made that money because it's like the division he was in. Like, I understand, but at the same time, that doesn't make it right. That well, you was at 168. And when you was at 168, Americans traditionally they didn't watch 168 because it was full of European guys. If you remember, it's only now that it's starting to get diverse and you got guys from all over the place. But back in the day when he was around, yeah, that was mostly a European division, bro. Americans wasn't watching that shit. So it's like you was kind of doomed to fail for more reason. Well, not fail. I don't want to say that. But it was always going to be hard for him to get popular because you're at a weight that Americans don't watch. And then you got Floyd and Manny hogging all the fucking spotlight. You got them hogging the fucking spotlight. You was just never gonna pop, bro. It was never gonna happen.
But
Jules,
my response to that would be, look at what Winky Wright did. When it was time for him, when he wasn't popping over here, he went to Europe and started popping. If the division is centered around Europe, go to Europe. Why were you insistent on staying in California?
Ego, bro.
yeah, I
Because
was
he's
about
a
to
gold
say.
medalist, bro. Ego, pure ego. You know those guys that come out of the Olympics that they did something or
Yeah.
they did a little something. They ego be crazy. Look. I know Katie's actually not the best example of an Olympian. Clarissa is like, yeah, they be hot diddy and egotistical, just like that. Like he tried to. He tried to be the PC, PG. Yeah, I'm the son of God. Could you have picked a more boring nickname? The son of God. And then you wonder why
I could think of a more
motherfuckers.
blasphemous one.
Yeah, I mean, well, he
Jules,
is the
if
son
he's
of
the son
God,
of
but
God, let me just say this: I'm the most religious person. If he's the son of God, I'm an atheist.
listen, bro. He couldn't have picked a more boring name, bro.
Jules, there was someone years ago, like right around the time when Ward was just barely turning pro. I think it might have been either Doug Fisher or Steve Kim out here said Goosen, his promoter at the time, wanted Ward to move down to middleweight when he was younger because he knew he could make him a star at middleweight at that time. But according to like what they were saying, Kim and Doug Fisher, Ward refused to go down to 160 because he felt like he would be killing himself to make 160, and he didn't think he'd have the advantages that he had over most guys at 168.
I mean, if you think about look, 168, for as much criticism as Canelo got for what they like to call the white boy summer, Ward started that shit. The fuck? Bro, they like to say Canelo went on a white boy summer when he fought Caleb and Billy and Callum. Bro, Ward started that shit. Like
Yeah,
you was the Euro like your best wins is over Europeans, bro. Quiet as kept. So
exactly.
so if you was in a division, all that's saying is that if you were in a division that most Americans, because you know this, super middleweight was always mostly a European division. It's only now in this era that we're in starting to diversify because before, yeah, that was mostly guys from UK, Germany, over there, guys, you know what I'm saying? Cats from all over. Not a lot of Americans. Maybe what Ward thought is, oh, well, I'm American. If I go up there and I dominate, they gonna fuck with me. That's probably what he thought, but that's not what happened, you know? It's not what happened.
Yeah.
And he's salty about it. Like, I don't really like being mean about the shit, because he probably ain't even a bad dude, but he definitely got the green-eyed monster, man. Like, you could see that, man. Like, anybody that's popping, he'll just start up with his shit. Like the whole Golovkin thing was bizarre to me because it's like, while Golovkin is getting popular, you away for 2.5 years with the promotional shit. When you come back, you didn't even come back to super middleweight. You fought, what was it, Alexander Brand or something like that at 172. So it's like, where was y'all gonna fight? Like it looked like you just saying this shit or bringing it up to shade him. Cause I'm like, well, bro, when you came back as a light heavyweight. So when was y'all gonna fight? When was y'all
Yeah,
gonna fight?
that's true, Jules, because didn't he say, like, not too long after he won the Super Six, that he was moving up because he was starting to have trouble making 68?
That's what I'm saying. Like it looked to me like that gained a lot of traction because one, look, man, there was people that didn't like Golovkin just because he was a fair skinned dude, whatever. There were people that didn't like him, right? And they just gravitated towards everything Ward was saying without thinking about it. That like, well, when were you gonna fight him, Ward? Because you were out for 2 years with promotional issues, and when you come back, his name is now attached to either Cotto or Canelo. This is circa 2015. By that time, that was already a conversation. Golovkin Canelo or Golovkin Cotto. That was already a conversation. So Ward comes back, but you came back at 172, bro. So why you doing all this media and saying all this shit when you know you're not at 168 anymore? You know that though. Like, you know that. What are you doing? And I'm like, you just being a hater, bro. You just saying that shit to throw shade at that dude. Cause
And
you wasn't gonna move back down.
and what makes it worse, Jules, is when he goes on these platforms like the Breakfast Club. If those two fucking jokers were actual real boxing fans and they
Nah,
looked at his ledger,
Charlemagne did not believe his shit. You could tell that Charlemagne asked him who didn't Canelo fight. Like he was bouncing the shit off. Even if Charlemagne don't know everything, I seen it and it's like, nah, he looked like he know you a low key hater because who do you want him to fight? Who hasn't he fought? The shit with Canelo, the most I could say about Canelo is what I've been saying. The dude is not perfect. He's not perfect, but none of y'all could talk shit. Y'all can't talk shit to him. Like, nah, you can't. He did way more than you. Way
Ward was
more than you.
given every advantage in his career and still failed. You know what I mean? He was American. He had everything. Gold medal.
He talk about Canelo. He talk about Canelo having a close fight with Golovkin. Like you didn't have a close fight with Sergey. This is why motherfuckers don't like you, bro. That's why motherfuckers you're not being honest. That if you're gonna say Canelo really lost to Golovkin, which I say all the time, yeah, I do think he lost that first fight. I think he lost. We could say the same thing about you, Andre. You lost to Sergey Kovalev. You should have. There's lots of people that think that it's not like it's one person. It's lots of people that think that he
It's most
lost.
people who think that.
They should have lost both fights. He should have been DQ'd in the second.
I don't mind the shit because what Sergey did was stupid. Sergey got hit with the shot and he folded over, then sat on the ropes. So it's like, bro, what the fuck? Like, get your ass up. So if you do that, if that's the body language and the ref is seeing that, nah, I ain't even gonna put it on him. I'm gonna say, yo, I don't know, bro. You should have found something else to do. Hold. Fuck it. Hold. You know what I'm saying? But you can't sit on the ropes hunkered over. You asking for them to stop it. You know what I mean? So,
but I'll tell you what Andre Ward was doing with the whole Golovkin thing. He was trying to get his name there, trying to get out in the media so that people would come to his fights. And guess what? It didn't work.
It didn't. That's why that conversation yesterday was so fucking. It's so stupid, bro. Like, what do you want to waste my time pretending that Ward was ever popular, bro? Like, are you fucking joking, bro? That dude is the middle child of boxing, bro. He is the middle child, bro.
He's the Jan Brady of the boxing world.
Marsha.
Yeah, I was about to say that. That's exactly what he's doing. Canelo is his Marsha. Canelo is his Marsha.
because once Golovkin was his Marsha, and the shit is, I just noticed that shit among some fighters that motherfucker get mad that an action fighter is popping. Well, what the fuck you expect, you motherfucker? That what the fuck do you think people pay to see? Lateral movement or punches? It's not hard for a Golovkin. Like, yeah, bro, that dude go in and he beat the shit out the guy. You know what I'm saying?
But they're risking their lives too, bro. They're in
a boring way. Look, they showed a highlight of Muhammad Kwawi, right? Beautiful defense, bro. Slipping all on the inside, just slipping, rolling, riding, talking shit, making faces, taunting. All of it was in the pocket. Like it was, you just don't see that anymore, bro. That defense was ridiculous. And then you got these other cats. Well, I need to be way out there somewhere.
But they don't got the heart like Dwight Muhammad Kwai, bro. They don't got the heart like that, bro. And they don't got the talent and skills. You got to understand, you got to be blessed with great timing to see, be relaxed, and weave all that. Like, yo, what he did against Evander Holyfield is incredible, bro. You're not going to see that every day.
Bro, and that dude was like, what, 5 foot something at heavyweight, bro?
He's like 5'8" at cruiserweight.
Bruh, but if you see the highlights, it's like I forgot that there was guys. It wasn't just Purnell that was normalcy when I was young. That like, yeah, if you a defensive fighter, that doesn't mean lateral movement, staying on the outside, and just throwing a few jabs in a round. If you was a defensive fighter back in the day, that means you slip, roll, ride, weave, bob, all that shit in the pocket, not way out there, in the pocket. Whereas today, you know what defensive means? Defensive means he stays on his bike, he doesn't throw any punches, and he can't punch. You know what I'm saying?
And
That's what today's defensive fighter means.
Could you imagine Shakur doing what Kawhi did to a puncher, dutching and diving, weaving while in the pocket, and then just shrugging? Just give a little
And the
smile
way
to me, like, you can't hit me.
he was taunting the guys, like, yeah, boxing is not like that anymore, bro. Not with the Americans, you know what I mean? Not with here in America. That yeah, you just don't see guys like that. They're like, he was doing all that fly shit and still knocked the motherfucker into the ropes. It's like, yeah, you just don't see shit like that no more, bro.
yeah, Jules, that style is not being taught anymore because guys don't want to actually learn that style. The last guy who really learned that style was James Toney, and James Toney lasted for fucking 20 something years before he retired.
Exactly. Like these guys, today's defensive fighter is basically a dude that doesn't throw any punches. Basically, like when you think of a defensive fighter today, that's what that mean. That hey, pot shots, stays on his bike a lot, gives up the center of the ring, stays with his back on the ropes whole fight. What's that shit mean? And motherfuckers are really say, yeah, man, it's the sweet science. Man, get off his fucking dick, B.
They call Floyd
Silly
a
ass
runner, and
shit.
mind you,
Yeah, but he
Floyd,
wasn't.
like
He wasn't.
but people, you and I both know he wasn't. But you have to understand this. This guy used to stand in the pocket with dudes, catch, ride, and roll. And if you gave up the front foot, he would walk you down. Look at the Canelo fight, bro. People talk all this shit, but know nothing about boxing. It's disgusting, bro.
Honestly, yeah. I was gonna say that like a lot of and it's the I say it all the time that boxing is the only sport where a lot of the people that watch it really don't understand it. That NFL fans, NBA fans, MLB fans, NHL, any other sport, the fans understand the sport. They know, they understand. Boxing is the one sport that y'all motherfuckers don't understand shit, bro. Floyd didn't run. No, he sat in the pocket. You can't run and do a pull counter because you need to be within striking distance to do a pull counter. That's how you fool him. He thinks I'm close enough that he can hit me, so I could pull back, pop him with the right. That's not the shit that. That's not that bullshit that you be seeing now. Like, nah, y'all motherfuckers just be taking laps around the ring, thinking you know.
You know who the defensive fighter is nowadays, Jules? Is a guy like Richardson Hitchens. That's the defensive fighter of today.
Mm-hmm.
The audience
Johnny Edwards is the real defensive.
He said
fighter.
the audience repellent. Oh shit! And motherfucker wonder, well, what do you expect, dog? People come for violence, like they do. Like I'm not saying it to be sadistic or anything like that, but when people tune into a combat sport, a boxing match, they want to see drama. They do though. Like that's why they tune in.
Yeah, a back foot jabber deserves all the shade, but if you're like a soft puncher, but you've got a bit of rhythm to you, a bit of volume, then you can probably get away with dancing on the back foot a lot.
I mean, Josh Warrington isn't that heavy a puncher, and he'll get up all in someone's grill.
No, but Josh is a volume guy. Josh is an action guy. Even though he don't have a lot of power, what always save Josh is, he throw punches in bunches, man. He throw a lot of punches. So, sometimes to his detriment. That's why you gotta appreciate guys like Lee Wood. That he's not pound for pound, maybe not, but his fights is really fucking something, man. Like the fucking the Lara fights, the fucking
he's exciting, man. He has a lot of drama,
bro.
Yeah.
Like
Jules, you need guys like that. I mean, look at back in the day. We had guys like Mickey Ward and Arturo Gatti.
That's who I was gonna liken him to. That Mickey Ward was never perfect. He was never gonna be a pound for pound guy. But man alive, was he a fun guy to watch. Gatti was a fun guy to watch. He was never gonna be pound for pound, but he's a fun guy to watch. And it's those kind of guys that keep the sport going. Not these Hasadiddy foo-foo. Like, man, get out of here, B.
But you put him with the right fighter, like they did with him and Gotti, and you have fire. You know, I mean, that was one of the best trilogies in boxing we ever got. You know,
I feel a
Shit
bit
is
sorry for Lee Wood. If he had came around like 10 years earlier during like the golden age just after the Olympics, I think he would have been a massive star for the past two
Yeah,
fights.
but he's the, you got to give it to him in the sense that he was a fighter before that Kansu fight. He was a fighter that you just didn't think much of,
Yeah,
before the everything after the Kansu fight, like him beating Kansu for him was a big deal, you know what I mean? But before that, he was just a guy. Now you don't think too much of Lee Wood. He beats Kansu, which is like, oh, it's cool. He beat Kansu, but the run after that is ridiculous, bro. Like, nah, this dude did fantastic for himself, bro. And you
definitely.
never would have thought. You never would have thought, like, wow, bro, this dude really whooping ass out here.
If
And
it was
Lee Wood
back
is
when
not.
Aaron was on Sky, then can you imagine how much bigger a star he would have been, even if it was just for 2 or 3 fights?
Yeah,
Like he
man.
would have seen much more money than he's earned, like
But
the
yeah,
past 2 years.
yeah, it's with Lee Wood. It's like, how many of the guys, honestly, on the pound for pound list would you take over Lee Wood in terms of pure entertainment? I want to watch his fight value. I got
Not a lot,
Inoue,
bro.
Crawford,
Inoue, Better Beef, Crawford, Canelo.
Usyk.
Oh yeah, I love Usyk, but see, Usyk is that cerebral fighter. Like, yeah, Usyk's cerebral, and he's not a knockout merchant. But it's a pleasure to watch that motherfucker box,
I was
man.
about to
Cause
say
he
he's
no
never in a
punches,
stinker.
bro. He
Yeah, that's
never, bro. Like, what's a boring Usyk fight? I ain't never seen
Exactly.
one.
exactly, yeah. That's
I can
kind
never
of
say Usyk was a
boxer.
runner. Like, yo, he took massive shots from Morris Breedis and came right back at him in Latvia, right? He was in
Yeah,
Latvia when he fought
Yeah,
Breedis,
that was
right?
Latvia, bro. And that's another, that's another reason why I really started loving the cruiserweight division. Cause I'm like, at that time when I started really paying attention to cruiserweight, things was so fucking political with all the other weights that Americans normally watch. It was that made me start watching the women's boxing, and it was that made me start watching the lower weights, the higher weights. Because when I was a kid, I mostly watched heavyweights. Mostly, I didn't pay attention to the little guys. Most of my childhood of watching boxing was focused on heavyweight. As I got older, and you see, oh, it's always a fucking thing when it's two guys, when it's time for two guys to fight. It's always a fucking thing, and you get tired of it. And I'm like, cruiserweights is going at it. Let me watch this shit. And yo, cruiserweight is a dope ass division. I don't give a shit.
It's always been a dope
Cruiserweight is
division.
fun, bro.
Yo,
You know
yo,
who
let me
was
tell you,
really,
like,
guys, man.
you
let me
know who
tell you
was
two
really,
fights in cruiserweight that were
yeah.
actually really great. Anthony Sellers versus Carl Thompson and Guillermo Jones versus Dennis Lebedev. That Guillermo
Lebedev.
Jones
Stop
versus
saying Lebedev. It's Lebedev, bro.
no Lebedev. So
It's
Lebedev,
Lebedev, bro.
Lebedev.
You talking about Popeye, right? With the fucked up lip?
Yeah,
He used to
it's
wear the
never
suit.
the
Dennis
It's
Lebedev. Yo, I'm
Lebedev.
telling you,
Lebedev.
Lebedev, whatever his name is, bro.
Lebedev.
Yo, his eye was looking looked like a baseball, and he kept hitting Guillermo Jones with everything, bro. That was a great fight. I think that was the
Yeah,
fight of 2013.
Chris forgets that fucking Guillermo Jones tested dirty after that fight.
I
Nah,
know, but
bro.
Hey,
that was a
The
great
man.
fight nonetheless.
No, but my thing is that what really made that division appealing to me, what it was that it was devoid of politics. And what made the lighter weights appealing to me is, at least back then, they're not like that now, unfortunately. But back then, if you were talking about anything below 122, 115, so on and so forth, it was devoid of politics. There was no this side, that there was none of that shit. None of that shit. Whereas,
hey,
yeah, go ahead.
one that like you, I used to watch similar divisions like that. But what got me interested in the lighter weights was Tuesday night fights because they always showcase the lighter weights all the time.
Yeah, man.
But put those on a Wednesday. Country don't want to watch that shit.
Oh, shut up.
it was I would say that I really started branching out away from the glamour weights, I should say, in 2015. That's when I started watching the girls, mostly in 2016. Like, yo, I'm tired of hearing about A, B, C, and D all the time. All the boxing channels all talk about the same shit. The boxing journals all talk about the same shit. I'm gonna start watching some other shit, and that's when I started watching the girls. That's when I started watching different ways, because it's like, yo, that shit get tired. And even now, is kind of that way, you know, that there's only so much more that can be said about Canelo and Benavidez, you know? There's only so much more that can be like what else is there to add, bro? What? With Javante it's the same thing. There's only so much more that can be said. Like it is what it is. It's not going to change. So it just is what it is, you know what I mean? And it's like that with a lot of the subjects that they choose to talk about mostly. It's like, well, yeah, like it just is what it is,
This is why I
you
kind
know?
of get pissed off with some of these divisions getting notoriety because the more notoriable the division is, now that's when the politics come through. Now, like the
Yeah.
cruiserweight division is starting to act like every other division, which pissed me off because just
Yeah.
a couple years prior, you were getting it rocking. Like, yo, Fabricio Manchuno is never going to be a pound for pound stalwart, but
No, but he
yo,
could fight. He could
he
fight.
can fight his ass off, and he wasn't win, lose, or draw or get robbed. He was always in great fights, like Dmitry Kudryasov, always in great fights.
Yeah,
And
but
like
that
Francisco
motherfucker didn't
Galan,
have no chin, bro. As soon as motherfuckers started cracking him, he was never the same, bro. The Russian
but he
hammer.
can punch like yo, bro. He can
No, he
punch
could
like
no, he could
Oh yeah,
punch.
I
He
remember
could
that
punch.
fight, man.
I ain't going, yeah, he could punch, but he cannot take a punch, bro.
He never,
a
you know
lot
what? After he
of
lost that
take
fight,
punch, bro.
we never saw him again. He disappeared.
Motherfucking Dorticos signed to Warriors Boxing, and he's going to heavyweight. I just seen the shit, the post on Instagram. He's going to heavyweight.
I don't think that's a good idea.
What the fuck is he? What he should go to Bridgerweight.
Yeah, good point.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? But it ain't the problem is what I told y'all though. The problem is what I said that you could go to Bridgerweight and you'll probably be the most talented guy there, and you'll face very little resistance to win a title, but you won't make any money because there's no money there. There's no money. There's
Right.
no names. There's no money. So
Hey,
you
hey,
know.
hey, Jules, I got a question for you though. I mean, although I talked about it already, that Russian Hammer dude. Did you ever see him fight again after he lost to Dorticos? Because I didn't,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah, he did, and he got
oh,
knocked out again. He did, you know, he fought
oh,
after that. He did, but he got knocked out again. Yeah,
wow,
chin ain't shit, bruh. Chin ain't shit. Dorticos hit that motherfucker with the whole Cuba. The whole Cuba
yeah,
was in that punch, bro. I remember his face. I turned it into a meme. Kudrajov shit, bruh. That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, so
The
bastard.
look on his face was priceless when he was on the ground, all fucked up, man. I was rolling.
But that World Boxing Super Series, man, that was a good ass. That was the best of that shit for real though. That was that
You
to me.
remember
That
when
was
Kudry, you remember when Dorticos gift wrapped fucking Tabidi? Slumped him. God.
Oh,
bro.
that
That was what was that? The second season, right? Yo, he did
Second
him
season,
dirty,
yeah.
bro.
You
He
sleep.
did him
What?
dirty, bro.
And
He bullied
Tabiti,
him. He bullied, and remember, Tabiti had the whole buzz, the Mayweather fighter. It was people trying to say Usyk ducked him. I'm like, y'all motherfuckers is joking. Y'all playing.
and nobody's heard from Tabiti since. Didn't he move up to heavyweight?
Yeah, he's fighting on a he really like he in the chicken gizzard circuit basically. He chicken gizzard circuit,
Gizzard
bro.
circuit.
Like he is be like that dude. He's still fighting, just not on TV. You know, he in the chicken gizzard circuit, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So he joined Marcellus Wilder.
He joined Chris Lovejoy, bro. He in that Chris Lovejoy circuit, bro.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm saying? He on that yo, and don't forget Pulev versus Char is going down. That's made. They made that. That's going down for the
Pulev.
Yeah,
WBA
I
Jesus
Red Belt.
saw
Christ! How
that.
many lives?
Fancy word.
Bro, Manuel Char is just the most serious heavyweight of all times, bro. That motherfucker will he like a he
Manuel
I
like
have
a
a question.
herpes infection, bro. He will not go away. He
Manuel
won't go
Char
away.
is like a fucking horror movie villain. They shot that motherfucker. They stabbed him, and he's still around.
I'm not
Bro,
sure
he's
Manuel
Manu
Char
He's
is
Sharma
like
dead.
the hero. You know what he looked like? He's like the hero in a made-for-TV movie. Like they casted him because he kind of looks like Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's like that, like a Family Dollar Van Damme in a B movie. That's what he looked like. That's what he looked like.
Okay,
A
Julius,
Family Dollar Van Damme. Oh my
when
god, that's hilarious.
When the WBA is gonna get rid of the regular title?
They, you know that they fell back on that, bro. They started secretly, only because I watch way too much boxing. I know that they've been low key getting the WBA gold back out there. They gave it to a couple of girls. I think I seen them give it to a guy. WBA gold. The WBA Reggie. Think about it. Morrell got a Reggie. Char got a Reggie. Davis just gave his shit up. He just got elevated to full champion. I think there's one more person that has a WBA Reggie. I think there's one more that I'm missing. So, they fell back on that. When the heat was on, they was doing that, but now that everything calmed down and cool off, they back on their shit. They back to doing their shit.
Hey, Jules, real quick, talking about the WBA, what the hell ever happened with that case with Fresno Kendo trying to sue them over the whole manual
That
char?
shit didn't go nowhere, bro. Didn't go
Ah,
nowhere. Didn't go nowhere. Remember when look, a lot of those cases, they don't go anywhere. Don't you remember when Austin Trout tried to sue the WBO? That shit didn't go nowhere, bro. This wasn't he tried to sue the WBO in about circa 2015 because he was just dropped from their ranks supposedly without an explanation. So he said he was going to sue them, but it didn't go nowhere. Nothing happened. Nothing.
Because
You know?
it's like, what are you going to sue? Like, these bodies are just these weird, undefined, loose rules. We
More
exist,
like they,
we
more like
don't.
they're completely covered. Their bylaws, they've refined their methods to where they have complete impunity to do whatever they want. They do like that. They have protected themselves probably because of what's that Italian dude's name?
oh,
Rocigliani.
Rocciani. Yeah.
Rochigliani. After that happened, I'm pretty sure all the sanctioning bodies saw that and like, yeah, we got to make our bylaws to where we are entitled to, do as we please. And look, if they put it in the bylaws and you still giving them sanctioning fees and you still playing that game, it is what it is, you know? Who's going to police them? Who's going to stop them?
Exactly.
Why Dillian White was on Mauricio Suleiman's case, but like you said, yo, you still paid this dude sanctioning belt body fees for
Carlos
that bullshit.
Adames, bro. For as much as he complains on Twitter, you still paying them people, bro. When you get out there and you give them a piece of your purse, you letting them stick it to you, bro. You should have told them, yo, look, B, if y'all not gonna order the Charlo fight, I'm nah, fuck out of here, B. Y'all playing. Y'all playing. If you're not gonna order the fight, what the fuck I look like giving y'all however much percent of my purse? You bugging. I'm good. I'll go to IBF route, bro. Fuck y'all. I'll go to BO route. Fuck y'all. Let me go see Paco. Y'all not gonna order that fight. Even now, which is insane, they still haven't ordered that fight. Charlo not like Charlo 40, 68. You still not gonna no pressure. Hey, hey.
You're not gonna strip him of a title. You're not gonna do none of that.
Nope.
That's nasty work, bro. That's some foul shit.
Saying
Boxing
that's
will
why
never be
that's why I
boxing.
told the dumbass Benavidez fans like it's two of them. Really, it's three of them. It's a dude named Jacob Perez. It's another dude named Alpha something. Just these weirdos that whenever I do a video about David, they pop up. And I said it, Matt, like I said it in plain English, and they got mad. They like bunch of bullshit. I'm like, the WBC is not going to strip Canelo to give that belt to David. That will not happen. It will not happen. Absolutely not. Because they'd be shortchanging themselves. They'd be costing themselves money. They get more money from Canelo's fights than they would give the belt to David. So you think they're
Yep.
gonna strip him? No, they're not gonna strip him, bro. It don't go down.
Hey, Jules, that's like when you told that guy that you knew who he was, like all three of the same person.
Yes,
He knew
because
who
it's
he
the
was.
same dude. It's the same, bro. It's this like yo, you one person commenting under three accounts, bro. I could tell. It's the same variation of the same name. 38 Alpha as Eduardo Perez and Dr. Ed. Like, bro, be smarter, bro. Just
Sick,
be
bro.
Yeah,
better, bro.
yeah,
Be
Julius.
better.
And it's
The other thing is,
and
people
let me
are
go
wondering
ahead,
why
Lou.
the WBC doesn't enforce the mandatory. You know why? Because David, Davis's people don't want the mandatory position enforced because there is no money to pay David Benavidez the purse that Samson wants to be paid.
Exactly. That's that's what I said that if you enforce the mandatory, at the very best you're entitled to 25%. You can probably talk it up to 30, but it's Canelo, bro. You could probably not. You know what I'm saying? It's not a normal situation. So if you pursue the mandatory through the proper channels, all that'll get you is 25%. And I know y'all want more than that. If y'all gonna do it, I know y'all want more than that. But you're not entitled to more than that. So it is what it is.
And it's why I've never
Never
been
gonna get
convinced they
that fight,
actually want
David.
Chris.
Leave
Come
it
on, man.
alone.
But it's why I'm convinced that Benavidez never wanted that fight, because it's like, bro, the mandatory wasn't going to be enforced. You had a chance to make it so there was no choice but to go through you. If you fought Morrell, if you fought Munguia, if you
Shit, Al Heyman got him. You okay, Jason?
Jason, what the fuck, man? June 15th, Paro, Matias. Who do you guys have winning?
I like that
Jason
shit.
got abducted.
I like that shit. I like that fight, bro. I like that way better than an Elvis Rodriguez fight, bro. To be real.
I got Matias, man. I think Matias sends him in another realm.
Jules, real quick on that subject. That fucking guy, Michelle Rivera, was on Boxing Scene today. And apparently, I don't know who told him, but he was throwing out there that the reason Rodriguez and Paro had not accepted the fight was they're claiming that Matias's team was lowballing the shit out of everybody, talking about they were only paying 80 grand to fight him in Puerto Rico. And I'm like, where the fuck did he get that number from?
Bro, I'll tell you what. I don't know. 80 grand to me, $80,000 is not enough money for a title fight and to fight that particular motherfucker.
Exactly.
But am I supposed to believe it from Michelle? I gotta believe that it's 80 G's. That's what they was. I don't know if I believe that. Like that. Nah, come on, B. This a matchroom show. They only offered y'all 80 G's. Really? I don't know if I believe that, bro.
But okay, I'm sorry, 80, not 800.
Yeah, 80. He said 80, Leo, not 800,000.
Motherfucker, most of that 80,000 is gonna go to the hospital bill. Nah, P. Like, nah, you got. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what like. If it's true, then yeah, that's fucked up. If it's true, but I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's true.
That can't be true.
You can, bro. You can't pay. You can't pay a motherfucker 80 G's to fight that particular motherfucker. No, nah.
Yeah, exactly.
But Matias is with Matchroom, right?
He is.
Nah, that cannot be true. That
You know
cannot.
what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. The reason, you know why? I'll tell you why I don't believe that. There's girls that make more than that. There's girls that they pay as opponents that make more than that. Literally. I ain't gonna say a lot, but yeah, that they pay them more than that. So why would they pay y'all dudes in a title fight? They only offered you 80 G's. Nah, I don't believe that. I don't believe. Nah, you bugging. You bugging.
No, everyone doesn't do business like that.
Maybe you know what it maybe is? Maybe after you pay everybody, right? After you pay everybody, you only left with 80 G's, which would probably bring the purse to, I don't know, 300,000. That after you pay everybody and all of that, then you only left with 80 G's. Maybe it's like that.
You don't have a profile, man. So what you need to do is fight this killer. Hopefully you don't die, And if you win, you don't have to fight for $300,000 purses anymore, and you can actively avoid this guy. Again, like how Julian Jackson knocked out Harold Graham. Harold Graham asked for a rematch. You're gonna give a guy like that a rematch? No. So beat him and never fight him again.
I'll tell you what, that I give Bottle better odds against Matias than Rodriguez. Like, Rodriguez is ass, bro. What the fuck are we doing? Like, he's ass, bro. Stop, bro. That dude is ass, bro. Bottle could punch, bro. Like, he got power, bro. He's a southpaw. Elvis, what the fuck you gonna do? Make mango? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Fuck out of here, bro. Like, you wasn't gonna do nothing but lose, bro.
He's
Make
gonna
like the other
offer.
Elvis and die in a toilet.
He's gonna offer him a plátano and friendship, Jules.
No, he's gonna fuck. No, to say okay, he's gonna cut his hair, bro. He's gonna if he wins, he's gonna cut his fucking hair, bro. Like get the fuck out of here, bro. Con eso cuento de que 80G. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Why
I
are you
don't believe
flaming
that
him like
shit.
that?
Because what I don't like is some lying ass bullshit. You're not gonna tell. I know for a fact it's broads that get paid more than that. I know for a fact, and I'm not talking about the ones signed the match. I'm talking about the opponents. So you're not gonna tell me that they out here offering dudes 80 G's. Nah, get the fuck out my face, B. I don't
Yo,
believe
Chris,
that.
if you really want to look it up, it's on Boxing Scene right now. Michelle Rivera has it came out this morning, the article. It's there, bro. You can read what the fuck he said.
And I tell you what, the other thing I'm gonna say is, yo, I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette. I want to ask y'all, what do y'all think? We look, motherfuckers. We know that Elvis ain't worth shit. Ain't nobody lining up for no Elvis Rodriguez fight. So on that premise, what do y'all think is the right purse for Elvis Rodriguez?
I will say.
Yeah, I mean,
the
$4.
400K.
Yeah, I was gonna say right about that or 500 at best.
No. $4.
oh, shut up, Chris.
No. 450.
Oh,
A box of
you'll
juice.
do $2. No,
A Subway
somewhere
sandwich.
between 400 to
I
500.
think for somebody to take the fight, it'd have to be probably like $500,000. I can't see any of these fucking guys taking it for less than that.
I mean, it's a title fight, so you should make good money.
People fail to realize, yo, you can do whatever you fucking really think you can do to this guy. He's just gonna walk right through your shit and punch on you until you die, bro. Like literally.
That has nothing to do with the purse, brother. Hey, we're talking about the purse. And I just want to go back to that whole 80K thing.
Like, guys ain't gonna be fighting for yo, Jason. We know that these guys do not have the marquee value, and they're not title holders or former title holders. So them asking for something astronomical to fight this guy is kind of crazy, bro. Like, yo, what do you even bring in? Because your champion that you're gonna fight don't bring in nothing in damn self. So you think you're gonna get $500,000 and Subriel's not gonna get something comparable or higher to that? What the hell?
That's actually a good point. Yeah, I feel that in a title fight, people should get bigger money. Like that should be some of the sizable, because otherwise, then what's the point of the championship? Oh, I'm the best of the division. Oh, there are 4 belts out there. Who cares? But I don't know, man. Like, I just want to go back to that 80K thing. Like, even if that's just what you keep after that, bro, who is in your camp that you're paying all this money to? That's all you're left with is 80K.
Well,
manage your fucking money.
Yeah, but think about it though. Like Jules isn't far off because the managers get 10%, the trainers get 10%. Then you got to pay the cutmen. Then you got to pay the promoters. So like everybody's going to be in his pocket from whatever he gets, and then that's not including the guys that he has to pay as sparring partners and training expenses. So that's what happens, man. A lot of these dudes end up having to come out of pocket for a lot of that stuff after the fight. So that's why he's saying like
don't forget you're gonna fight Matias, so you're gonna need a priest, you're gonna need an exorcist, you're probably gonna need a lawyer to pay
you're gonna need an ambulance on standby. That's what you're gonna need.
But like think about it, that's going up to like $2.5 million to $3 million because the priest ain't cheap. You gonna pay your fucking dollars. That's one. In the ambulance, think about it. That's one.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, man, them ambulance rides are expensive too.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
And don't forget 10% tithing to church.
Yeah, did you guys hear about the pastor in Brooklyn that's faced in 45 years for stealing church money on clothing and cars and shit?
I was gonna say, did you see the pictures they put up of him? That motherfucker was whipping around in a range and he had diamonds like he fucking was Floyd Mayweather.
He's a fly foul nigga, boy, but he's a fly nigga. He had that shit on. I go home. I was like, oh shit.
Hmm.
Hey, so Matias and Paro is official though, huh?
June 15th.
Well,
Yeah,
I'll
I got
take it.
I think Matias is gonna take him out, man.
Okay, does anyone have anybody other than Matias by vicious stoppage? I'll take that as a resounding no.
Yeah, probably not. I think
Okay.
Paro survives a certain amount of rounds, but then he does get beat down.
It's that's what the action's gonna be on. Like he lasts a certain amount of time. So the specifics of the fight don't really interest me.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
interest anybody else, unless I'm speaking out of pocket here. Like any interest in this fight is how soon does Matias send him to the hospital / morgue? How soon does he get toe tagged?
Yeah, that's basically the over under. How many rounds until he starts blinking on some Jared McClellan shit? 4 or 5,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say 6 or less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are terrible. Oh my god.
You are Jesus.
No, like I said, man, this is the only sport where you can beat up mentally infirmed people, crippled people. You know, it's a great sport.
He's just wrong for that one.
You
No,
all
it's
kinds
the
of wrong for
truth,
that.
though. It's the truth. Like people like Tony Ayala Jr.
To
used to
quote
work
Stephen A.
contenders.
Smith, brother. To quote Stephen A. Smith, you're not wrong, but you didn't have to say it.
It's just funny though. It's just like I love the sport, but like I'm under no illusion that what it really is. It's like, God damn, bro.
Exactly. This is the only professional sport where you have the lowest of the low participating in it. There's dope dealers, there's killers, there's fucking rapists, like crazy shit.
Yo, bro, literally, like in basketball, they don't got this shit. Like,
I was about to say, can you imagine if someone found out like a murderer was on an NBA team? The fucking hell that would be raised. It's like what?
What is
Shit,
y'all
the
talking about?
ma-
What
the
murder?
mafia
I want
the
I want to
mafia is
talk about
still
real quick.
probably involved in this mug too.
Of course they are, but I want to talk
Well,
about really quick.
think about it like this: he can definitely shoot the ball, and he can definitely shoot.
Chris, I want to talk about someone in the chat just talking about how we're acting like Matias is the Superman, and as he hasn't been hurt. No, he's been hurt. He's lost. He's been stopped. But so is Terry Norris. So is Julian Jackson. I still think
Yeah.
those motherfuckers will kill a bitch.
Yeah, like the fuck, like shit, like that motherfucker legit caught a body. Like you go play with him then. You go do that shit. Go talk shit to him. Like the fuck.
I ain't gonna hold you. Your Twitter spaces when you said like he wants to fuck me up, you up. That had me crying, bro.
He do, bro. That's that. He don't like shit. He don't like shit, bro. He just want to beat the shit out of everybody. Me, you, the panel, everybody, bro. It's just fucked up that boxing is set up in such a way like that's a fighter that belongs on television. He really does. Like he delivers entertainment. You know what I mean? But the way boxing is set up, we gotta we gotta play all these games that he's not. Unfortunately, I feel he's never gonna get. If Eddie could pull this off, then he's amazing because people gonna swerve him, bro. Like I wish Teofimo would fight him. I wish. I
Oh,
hope
yeah.
Devin fights him, but. Bro, like I could see all of them swerving him, like he ain't worth no money.
So
So
you're saying he's gonna get the Marvin Hagler treatment, Jules?
Honestly, yeah. Look at how things are now, bro. Like it's too easy to do that. Like I like Devin, but I feel like if Devin beats Ryan, and we all know he's going to, he'll go after Teofimo, bro. I feel like he would go after Teofimo before he would go after Matias because it's a bigger fight, more money, more profile. You could do that in New York. That would be big, bro. Haney versus Lopez. I feel like he would pursue that before he go in there with Matias. Come on now. Motherfucker's not
Puerto
dumb out
Rico,
here,
there's
B.
a lot of fun, beautiful women in Puerto Rico, man. You can do your thing, and you can fight for your life on Saturday. You feel me?
You'd be in critical condition by Saturday night, bro. You could be in the ICU, bro.
Tio's out here ducking Keyshawn
You have-
Davis. You think he's gonna fight Matias?
You have internal
That's a
bleeding,
fact.
bro. On Saturday, internal bleeding. You want internal bleeding? You want a subdural hematoma? You want a subdural hematoma? He could get you there. You know what I'm saying? You have a brain bleed, bro. You want brain bleed?
Yo,
Uh,
this
You know what I'm saying? But it's like that. That it's like, yeah, I mean, the guy's too good for his own good. He's too hot right now. So until he starts to slow down, they ain't gonna swerve that dude, bro. Not for nothing, yo. I feel like that's what happened to Regis. I kind of feel that Regis was good, man. Like he was good, man. The way they talk about him now is crazy. Like, yo, y'all acting like that dude can't fight. It's cool that Devin did what he did. I
they
ain't even
don't
knocking
watch
him.
boxing. They don't
Yeah,
watch boxing.
yeah. I'm like,
Oh,
it's to me, it's like it's dope that Devin was able to do that because this dude can punch, man. Like he can fight. Devin doing that to him, making him look like that. Yo, Devin's a bad dude, man. Like you can't hold him.
that's
Like,
his
nah, he's a
fault
bad
too, though. You
dude.
gotta understand he should have moved up to 147 a long time ago. But we
That's true,
understood the
but if
monetary
he would
constraints.
have, Chris, if he would have, you saw up until recently, that's been a shit show. Up until recently, what? Because the people at the PBC was gonna fight him. He went to the PBC. He went there. He's trying to get Bronor.
Right,
He couldn't get Bronor.
right.
Remember in 2020, he went there. So it's like
Bronar, you're funny as hell for
with
that.
an E, with an E, Bronor. You know what I'm saying? Like Lord of the Rings, Bronor. That
Yeah,
motherfucker's finished, man.
but
Yeah, he
Regis,
is finished. Broner is super duper finished. But like, I ain't gonna hold
he's
you.
been cooked.
Like,
You mean when he signed with Don King that didn't tell you he was finished, Jules?
For real. Like, who signs the Don King in 2023, bro? Like, are you
Mhm.
insane?
AB
Yo, and
does that too.
the crazy shit is Matchroom offered him dough to fight Conroy. They offered 2 offers to fight Conroy. You're not gonna
he didn't want
tell
to
me
get
you got
knocked out.
I guess. I
He didn't want to
guess.
get punched on like that. Like one thing about Connor, bro, like alleged steroid using Connor, that motherfucker was putting motherfuckers out, boy. Like what he did to fucking Algieri and fucking Van Heerden. Yo, Van Heerden, he hit him in the ear. That nigga was to sleep.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. Chris Van Heerden. Shout out to King Lopez. Damn, you were right about Parker winning and AJ winning when the world felt Zhang and Francis would have won. How you always right? Because I'm a Capricorn and I'm not from this planet.
Me.
See, humans are emotional. Whereas most of the I'm mostly electrical, whereas humans are chemical. That's why they so fucking emotional. I'm electrical. It is what it is. Like, yeah, Parker's a good fighter. Y'all just don't want to give him people just don't want to give him credit. But no, he is a good fighter. Like, he's not a bad fighter. He's better than most guys. He's just not always that impressive. But he is a good fighter. And Zhang, while I think Zhang is great, I'm glad he brought it up because I wanted to segue into that. Zhang is good. Zhang is super strong and he can box, but he doesn't throw much. And if you don't throw much against a very small target, you may not finish him. You might not. Now, gentlemen, what I was going to ask y'all is who wins the rematch because there might be one.
Jules,
I think
can I just say really quick? It doesn't help when Zhang comes in looking like King Hippo from Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
What? No, but it would have
yeah.
been all. No, you know what the shit is? It would have been all right if you come in at 291 if you throw. Because look, he knocked that mother. Yo, he busted his shit real fast with that left hand. He busted his whole shit with one left hand. Bing. Oh, you
And then
just
he
had to.
dropped him with a hook to the dome too.
And it was it wasn't even like he wound it up or nothing. No, it was sharp. He just boop right on the side and dropped him. It's like,
You
yeah,
know
he
what,
got power. It's the
He hurt
power
him
to hurt
every time
Parker.
he
Jules?
hurt him.
If
Go ahead.
if Zhang can make the adjustment on his weight and get his stamina in better shape, he can win the rematch. If he doesn't, he's not going to win.
Yeah, that's
We'll
pretty
see.
much what it comes down to.
Bro, like he has kidney issues. Like people fail to realize that Jerry Forrest fight really changed him. Like I don't think he can go down past a certain weight. Like if he gets to like 260 in the 250s, that's when that shit can probably happen again. You think? I don't know. You think it's probably rhabdomyolysis or what? What have
Nah,
you?
I think it's his temperance. To be honest, I don't think it's a new thing. I think it's his temperance. These fighters got a rhythm. Zhang don't throw a lot of punches. He don't really throw a lot of punches. He's one of those quality over quantity kind of guys. And in his mind, when he's in the round, he's telling himself, "Ah, that didn't do nothing to me. Ah, that didn't do nothing to me. That ain't shit." But you lose him because they're scoring blows. Parker never hurt him. He never hurt him, but he was getting off. He was landing them little short hooks. Them little right hands,
Pause.
yeah, they didn't move them and they didn't buzz them, but they still landing, bro. And you ain't doing a lot. So,
But isn't
it
isn't
is
that
what
a
it
case
is.
though of a guy falling in love with his power though too much, Jules?
That's a
I
fact.
guess. I guess, but if the expectation, it's just that some guys, I really do feel that it's an internal rhythm that determines what style you go out there and have. It's an internal rhythm. It's you, because they can all counter, they can all jab, they can all pivot, L step, they can all do all the same things. It's how much they do it that determines what they are. And I noticed that, like, yo, dog, you could have knocked this motherfucker out at any point in the fight. You just had to let your hands go. That's it.
And
You know
it's not,
you could hurt him.
and
But
it's not
then
like
again,
he got
doesn't that go
to
back to his being heavier than he should have been?
no.
When is he light?
Okay, okay, but let me say this. I think I don't remember who said it, this, but it might be some true that the way he fights might be conditioned to his health right now. Because in the Hergovic fight, do you remember that it was giving Hergovic all kinds of trouble, but he gassed the fuck out and that on that
Yeah.
fight, and it wasn't like that. It was tired. No, it was really like when I was seeing, when I was seeing in the moment, this motherfucker's gonna pass out from exhaustion. It was bad. Yeah, and for me, it's the indication of you're a professional athlete, so you should not be in that kind of condition in your work in any kind of time. I don't care. Even George fucking Foreman has never looked that bad at 50 years old. There's clearly something wrong with you, and that's the reason why you cannot go for the kill in the way you people expect you to, because maybe if you fail after that fight, maybe it's nothing left.
Possibly. Because it's
I
like
just
with Joe, he had a dude that's doing all the work for him. He doesn't have to do much. Doesn't have to move around much. Just block a couple of shots, let one go. He's right there for it. But with Joseph Parker, yeah, he's bobbing, he's weaving, he's slipping, he's trying to move around, he's getting punches in. It's more demanding of you. So it's possible that physically, yeah, he can only let go of so many punches. He doesn't want to exert himself. But it could just as easily be his rhythm, because that's why Teofimo is the way that he is. Like, Teofimo has power, but he doesn't really throw a lot of punches until he land one big one. Then he'll go in and he'll put punches together. The rest of the while, when you watch him in there with Jermaine Ortiz, bro, what's stopping you from throwing a double jab? What? What's stopping you from throwing a triple jab? Or what's stopping you from coming into the high guard, catch, and get close to him? Don't even let your hands go until you're close. Because what he does, which is why I go back to the internal rhythm, he throws punches before he's in position to land them, which is why the shit come out looking stupid. That he'll jump and throw. It's like, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? You don't
playing the
measure
crowd.
your approach, which to me, like I said, I feel it's an internal rhythm that determines how you go out there and look, how you go out there and fight. That if you have a fighter and they feel like they got to be throwing punches the whole time, oh well, that's just their rhythm inside. That's them. They're like, nah, I don't want to be over here feeling and looking and fainting and foot fainting. And no, I'm trying to throw some punches. So I'm out here. Whereas other people, they got they other shit. They real calm and shit. Boop time. You know what I'm saying? It's a rhythm thing to me. But maybe Leo's right. Could be a health thing too. Cause Zhang is old and renal and all that shit. You never know. You never know.
But it's not like
Yeah.
Think about all the
Zhang has
plastic
to.
food he ate.
It's not
Think
like
about all the
Zhang has to
plastic
throw more
food.
than one more. He was hurting with every punch he threw. It's not like he has to throw
Literally.
like 10 more punches every round. Just 2 or 3.
I think to me, it could be what Leo said. That makes sense. But I feel more it's a rhythm thing. It's just it's a rhythm thing that, like, you it's not like you went in there going for broke with Joe if you pay attention. No, he wasn't going crazy with Joe. It's not like he was ragdolling Joe. It's just you in front of me. Boop, boop, every so often, piling up the damage. And this motherfucker, you know how he fight. He's a huge target. He's gonna give you every opportunity to catch him in between. So you had with Joe Joyce, you got a dude that's doing all the work for you. With Joseph Parker, yeah, you got to work. You got to catch him because he's moving around a lot. He's doing a lot. You know, I wonder who's gonna win that rematch. Because Joe won it, but that was by the skin of his teeth, man. Like it was like
That
you use.
that's why I think Country's right, Jules. If Zhang can lose and he ain't got to lose 30 or 40 pounds. If he could lose 20, that would make a huge difference for that fight.
If he could throw 3 more punches per round, that would make a huge fucking difference. But
Well, that
everything
too.
everything you threw hurt him. When you did throw and it did land, everything hurt him, bro. You could knock him out. It's not that big an adjustment.
You flattened his nose the first straight left you threw.
Bro, that motherfucker probably breathing out his mouth right now. His shit's still trying to reinflate and shit.
He's got cotton up his nose.
For real, B. Like his shit looked like mashed potatoes after that one punch did that, bro. One Zang punch. Like, nah, B. Like, you gotta let your hands go, bro. I think it's a rhythm thing, man. I really do. Because all boxers can do the same things. They can all work off the counter. They can all jab. They can all lateral step. They can slip, pop, all the shit. They can do all the same shit. The abundance, the frequency at which they do it, that's where it's unique. That's like, oh, that's you. That's what you like to do. You like to slow down the pace, take your time, pop them in the face, pop them in the face. Other motherfucker want to do some different shit. You know what I mean? We'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see if he activates it because he hasn't yet. He hasn't yet. I don't know. Maybe you don't want it. I don't know.
Man,
for the money, I think he's gonna activate.
It's taking him so long.
Speaking of fights that have been made, Jules, what do you think about it sounds like Bam versus Gallo is gonna happen.
Man, Bam is gonna fuck him up, bro.
Yeah.
Good.
Bam is gonna fuck him up, bro. I don't have
Yeah.
Well, even if he has the tune-up fight, I don't know if he's gonna have it because Gallo said he was supposed to have a tune-up fight, but
he can get a no-hoper in Mexico. That ain't that fucking
No, I
hard.
know that. I know that, but it's just that I know that, but it's like, all right, the fight is when in June, July. They said, I think it is.
End of June.
You better hurry up. I'm saying, you better hurry up. Don't forget, Augie Cortez was supposed to be a tune-up fight, bro, and that shit turned out to be a real fight, bro. So
I'm done with Gallo. Like after the Yoka stuff, like I'm done with Gallo.
I'm done with Gallo, bro. I've been done with Gallo since the second Chocolatito fight, to be real, but it's like, to me, like, you can't justify turning down a unification offer when nobody else offered you anything. You acting like you too good for it, but where are the other offers? Nobody offered you shit all year. So basically, you played it safe all year. Because if you felt you could beat Ioka, go get that money. You didn't do nothing last year, bro. You didn't fight nobody. They was in negotiations for months. So, you playing it safe. The money for Bam must be better than the money for Ioka, I guess.
Yeah, and at some point, it almost feels like a little of nationalism might be involved in that decision. I prefer to lose to a guy from my country than a fucking guy from Japan.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that.
I was feeling like Ioka was gonna get him. I was feeling like Ioka's gonna get Gallo. Underrated fighter,
Mexican American.
Yeah, but
Mexican American, not Mexican.
I'm saying, rather lose to a Mexican American.
I just think that Gallo didn't want to go to Japan. To be honest with you,
that's how it looked. That's how it looked.
Okay, but Julius, Ioka, my God, might have get fucking Gallo, but Bam is definitely gonna beat the shit out of him.
Bam is gonna fuck him up, bro. I feel Bam is gonna fuck him up. He's gonna fuck him up. He's gonna be too fast, and he's got the feet. He's gonna be too fast.
And he's got the reach. People overlook the reach. Bam's got crazy long arms for the division. I don't think Gallo's gonna touch him once.
And these cocksuckers at Superfly. Where the fuck is Fernando Martinez, bro? Like, what the fuck are you doing with your life, bro?
That's another guy I'm done with.
He's fighting.
Super high on him.
He's fighting on TVC in Argentina, Jules.
It's a tipo. It's like I saw something. Que él dijo de que él estaba hablando con los japoneses. He said he's speaking to the Japanese. So I was getting optimistic that, you about to do this Ioka fight, but that was 2 weeks ago, man. What the fuck? There's
Isn't
no money. There's no money for you fighting in Argentina, bro. They're gonna pay you in fucking habichuelas and steaks, bro. That they
yep.
not gonna like they not. There's no money over there, bro. So
Uh,
go get your ass beat, bro.
When did super flyweight become political? Like, I thought this was a division immune from that shit.
Honestly, right? He's been fighting on the PBC for the most part. Both the Ancajas fights, they were with the PBC. Taku. Wait. Who's got? Wait. No, Takuma's at 118. So you got Fernando with the IBF. You have
Dyer with the
Kosei.
BC.
No, Kosei. He just won a WBO. That's who I was missing. Kosei
Ah,
Tanaka.
yeah.
He just won a WBO. He's a 4 division champion now. Shit, I wouldn't mind because I wouldn't mind Ioka versus Tanaka too. That was a beautiful ass. Like he beat the shit out of Coast. Like wow, bro.
Tanaka wants to run it back. Like, okay, bro. Like, it's okay.
The wild shit is he didn't even look all that good in his last fight with for the BO. Yeah, he didn't look all that good. But go ahead, get your ass beat. Your teeth already crooked, bro. What the fuck? Maybe Yoko could fix them shits.
Yeah, I was gonna say Yoko's the one who made them crooked. Maybe he can knock them straight for you.
They was crooked before that, but he gonna be more crooked at the fucking rematch. Like I could go for that. Cause I think they trying to get him to fight Scrappy Ramirez, the dude that Zerto's really cool with.
Oh
Link.
yeah, John Scrappy Ramirez. Yeah.
Bro, that
Really,
dude,
really cool with.
he's
Ugh.
really cool with him, bro. They mad tight. Dude's tight, bro.
That's his
Favorite color is
pajama
brown.
party buddy, man.
They be having
Yeah,
slumber
part.
parties. They be having pillow fights. You know what I'm saying? That's the hey, for those in the chat, that's the rumor. I'm just telling y'all, that's the rumor. That's some shit somebody told me. I don't know. That's the
They
fuck they
even
told
they
me.
even wear matching pajamas.
You know what I'm saying?
Jules, you're trying to make it a Diddy party here?
Oh no!
No, I'm not doing shit. That's what I was told. But Scrappy, I would say I
okay.
seen Scrappy. Scrappy could fight, but that might go like the Tanaka fight went. That if you stand in front of Kazuto too long, he gonna punch you in your face. You don't just stand in front of him, bro. That's what Kosei tried. You don't just stand in front of that dude, bro. That
Yeah,
dude,
that
them
shit
levels
don't work, man.
serious.
That shit don't
We'll
work.
see. We'll see, man.
Well,
So I'm
they
gonna
all
end the
think that
live right here. I will be going live for Maxie Hughes versus William Zepeda. My man William is gonna beat the shit out of him. I love a good one-sided ass whooping. And I see y'all on the next one.
All right,
So,
fellas.
peace.